Hello and Merry Christmas, everyone. It says I am live, so I'm going to assume that I'm live, but I don't believe what I read on the internet. So if you see me, please comment that you can see me and hear me, and then I know everything's working. Yeah, tell me where you're watching from too. And hopefully it's working. Let's see. If you're watching the recorded version, you get to watch the part where I make sure everything's working just fine. You're also getting to watch the only time every year where I'm actually nervous. I get so nervous about the show. There's so many working pieces that have to work. All right. It says device is not connected. Oh, that's just you. All right. Comment if you can hear me. I see someone said Merry Christmas, Scott. Is that, let's see, watching from Oklahoma, watching from California. That means it's working. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm nervous. Now I'm officially nervous. Everyone's watching me. Hello, everyone watching me. And I got this new setup with StreamYard, so I can't see how many people are in here. So there could be 1 million for all I know, and I'm terrified. But if everybody can hear me, then the show is going to officially start at noon Eastern time. But I'm going to just chat with you guys. You can hear me. Okay, it's working. All right. Well, I'm just going to chat with you guys for the next 11 minutes until we bring our first guest on, because that's what I know you guys are here to see. So first off, just a quick history. This idea of doing a Christmas show, it started 6 years ago. Well, I guess 5 years. Well, whatever. This is the 6th show. And it started basically like every other idea I've ever had, whether it's fairway field trips or clinics or running events or going on tour. It doesn't matter what it is. It always starts with me saying, ooh, that'll be fun. And then I just do it. And I don't usually have a plan. I just kind of dive in and I crush some of what I do and completely fail at other parts. And it's kind of been what's done me well for my life, is just to go for it. And so this Christmas show started with me just going for it. And I think the first year I had 18 guests. It was 3 hours, 10 minutes a guest. And that was just overwhelming. And so at some point, we did 15-minute segments, 12 guests, way more manageable. But anyways, the idea is that it's Christmas, and I love Christmas. And I also know that the holidays are as much unfun as they can be fun, because all the things that make the holidays great are the same things that a lot of people are missing out on and not getting to do. You know, like getting to spend time with your kids. Okay, well, that's great. Except there's a lot of single parents out there who don't have their kids that day. And getting to spend Christmas with the family. That's fantastic. Okay, well, what about the people serving in the military overseas? And then there's just people that are just in a different place, and that's just what the hand that's been dealt to them this day. So anyways, the idea was, well, let's just get together and hang out with everybody and bring a bunch of disc golfers on and just hang out, because we're a Frisbee family. That's the whole idea, like, behind our great sport, is that we are just one big family. So anyways, that's how this all happened. I don't plan for this. I don't prepare anything. This is the least polished Christmas show you're going to find every year. And I don't care, because that's more fun to me. I just saw that Denmark is here. Beautiful. Hello, Denmark in the house. Except you spelled house. Wouldn't it be H-A-U-S-E? That sounds more like how people in Denmark would spell house. Or maybe that's Germany. But anyways. I'm going to kill about 7 minutes telling a couple stories as we just, everybody logs on, get ready for the first guest. The first story I want to tell you, it's going to be about most of the guests that are on tonight. In fact, most of the guests that are on every show, or at least a lot of them. So I did the Disc Golf Pro Tour for 3 years, most amazing 3 years of my life. And probably the most common question I got from podcasts as soon as they stopped recording, or at clinics after everybody kind of left, everybody wanted to know what the players were really like. Basically, they wanted their TMZ moment, which is fine. I get it. It's fun. It's, everyone's interested in gossip a little bit. but people want to know, when the cameras aren't rolling, what are the players like? Because on camera, everybody seems nice. They all seem to get along pretty well, and everybody seems friendly and supportive. But like that can't be real, right? So what I tell everybody is, I go, well, I usually, if I'm in person, I lean in real close and I say, all right, you guys, I'll tell you what the players on tour are really like, but you're going to be very disappointed. And they kind of go, what? And I say, everyone on tour is kind of like really, really nice. And everybody kind of likes each other. There really isn't any drama when Jomez leaves or when Disc Golf Network turns their cameras off. Like most of honestly, the most like venomous thing you would hear from somebody about another player would be like, they're fine. I don't really like playing with them. They're not the most fun to play with, or, maybe, they've never gone to lunch together, probably never will. But there's no real like hatred. There's no negativity. It's very surreal in a group of players, a group of people as large as the players on the pro tour, the men and the women, for there to be this level of I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they're super competitive. Everybody wants to win. Their livelihood, their careers, their futures are on the line every weekend. And yet they're still kind of rooting each other on and happy for each other. And that's actually the God's honest truth. I cannot tell you guys how much respect I have for the players on the pro tour and just how they behave and how they treat the fans and how they treat each other. It's really mind blowing to me. Another one I do actually kind of funny. Someone will ask me about the players. Give me some gossip, and I go, all right, I got some gossip for you. I go, Isaac and Ezra Robinson, how on camera they come across just so nice and kind and friendly and polite and respectful. That's really how they are. Sorry, you're not going to get any gossip from me. I'll even go out, on the branch of positivity, even like the Disc Golf Pro Tour and the PDGA. Like, I don't agree with every decision they make. I'm like pretty much every one of you. Like, I disagree with that. I don't like that thing, or I wish this was different. But I can tell you, I know all of the people involved on the Pro Tour, and I know at least most of the people in the PDGA, or at least a lot of them. 100% of them are doing what they feel is in the best interest of the game. They're doing it with integrity. They're doing it from their heart. Like, they really, really do try to do their best. So when I disagree with them, I disagree with them from the perspective of someone who also respects the fact that we're all different. We have different opinions. And, but I know where they're coming from. So, not to be all sappy to start the show, but it is Christmas. So if there's a day where we can be totally sappy, it's probably today. So I hope I didn't make any of you nauseous to start the show. By the way, hey, I said I don't advertise anything on this show because this is not about selling stuff. I don't advertise my company, my products. I will advertise one thing, though, because it's nothing I'm selling. On New Year's Eve, I started another tradition called Sober New Year's. And basically the idea is there are a lot of people who are trying to not get drunk or high in their life. And New Year's can maybe be one of the most difficult times for that. So we get together I think we started like 3 hours. It's turned into longer. But we're going to get together on my Discord server like we do every New Year's Eve, and we're going to hang out and tell Frisbee stories, disc golf stories. We're going to laugh. We're going to have way more fun than the people out there getting drunk and waking up the New Year's Day with a hangover. So if any of you feel like hanging out and not partying on New Year's Eve, by the way, you don't have to be in recovery or anything like that. Just if you just think it's more fun to kind of hang out and not be out there, getting messed up on New Year's, come to it's Scott Stokely. ScottStokely.net/Discord. And we just hang out and have fun. And we don't judge any of the people that are out partying on New Year's Eve. If you're one of those people that can go out and just light it up on New Year's Eve and dance like an idiot and wake up with a hangover and laugh it off and then go back to life, good for you. We're all happy for you. Go for it. Go be you. We're rooting you on. But that's just not all of us. Not all of us can do that. A lot of us just want to not do that on New Year's Eve. So that's my pitch. That's the only thing I'm going to try to plug this whole show is we can hang out on New Year's and not party. So show is going to start in 3 minutes. And I would like to say I ran out of things to say, but I never run out of things to say because this show is sponsored by Folgers Instant Coffee. Oh, hey, I got one for you. I'm going to brag a little bit. I am on a 5 Christmas show streak. Y'all can believe this. I'm going to attempt on this show to go for my 6th consecutive Frisbee family Christmas show without taking a bathroom break. And every year I get a little bit older. Well, actually, every year I get exactly 1 year older, which means every year making it 3 hours without going to the restroom becomes 6% more difficult. So every year it's a larger accomplishment, but I'm going to go for year 6. In fact, I'm going to try to keep my streak alive until AI takes over the show and replaces us, and probably all the guests too, which could happen probably by next year, but if not, 3 years from now.
10 minutes.
What? Yeah. When AI takes over the show in 10 minutes. In fact, there's a reasonable chance that AI will take over the show before the end of the show. As fast as this thing's happening. Oh my God, 2 more minutes. This is so exciting. You all are going to love the first guest. One of my favorite people. And I'm going to be saying that a lot. I'll be saying one of my favorite people because I only bring on my favorite people, which happens to be kind of most people. So, all right, here we go. And I don't know why I brought up making it the whole show without having to go to the bathroom because as soon as I've said that, now I have to go. No, I'm not going to do it. No, because I can't go to the bathroom now. I just announced it. Then everybody's going to be like staring at the couch, knowing what I'm doing. I'm going to make it. If I have to, I'll use a catheter. I don't care. I'm going to make it through the show. I'm going to power on. All right, you guys. Any second now. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. What? No, okay. So our first guest. Someone just said night show. I'm guessing I know who that is. It's probably Roger. So our first guest isn't here yet, but I will tell you, and I'm not telling anybody I believe in you. I can see like one comment at a time. I will tell you, he just made it. Oh my gosh, because this person is at an airport right now, but he didn't want to miss the show. And so he's literally doing this from an airport, I believe. No, I'm not announcing the lineup because then you can only listen to the people, specific people. All right, you guys. So the first person just logged in and doing it. I believe he's actually doing it from the airport.
What's up?
Hey, wait a second. I hear a voice, but there he is. I can kind of see you.
What's up?
What's up, Ganon Buhr? How are you doing, sir?
Good, man. You know, just typical Christmas traveling, you know.
Are you at the airport right now?
Yep, I fly out in about an hour or so.
I thought we were gonna have to cut you off like mid segment, man.
No, we're good. Yeah.
No, I really appreciate you coming on. I know that means a lot to you to reach out to everybody and wish them. Well, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. I'll let you say it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to. I mean, obviously, thank you, Scott, for having me on once again for the Christmas. I think this might be my 3rd one. I've been doing it a while now, so always a pleasure to come on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on. Well, I've been a fan of yours for, forever. I think everyone is. What you're doing is, I don't want to say it's unheard of. Ken did it, and then Paul was doing it. So, we've had players, Kristen did it, and of course in FPO, there's everybody from Elaine to Juliana to, Paige, right? But what you're starting to do is mind blowing. I heard you won the World Championships this year. Is that true, Ganon?
I think it's true. I think I did it finally.
Oh, I love the way you're saying. Wait, how old are you?
20, old 20.
You're 20 and you finally won. Yeah, people are starting to think it was never going to happen for you
I mean, that's what it
5
felt
years
like.
before your peak.
Yeah, I really feel like I had chances like even dating back to 2022. So, uh, not that I ever actually had a chance to win at the end of the tournament, but coming into the event, I was a good enough player to win. I was 1040 rated back in 2022, so like definitely could have won it, and it always seemed to be my kryptonite. I always would put too much pressure, too many expectations on that week, and would kind of shoot myself in the foot the first round. So
Mhm.
this year I was able to change that and have a good hot first round, and yeah, just led to a world championship win, I guess.
Right. Well, I got a question for you about last year in Virginia. Because last year, I mean, you were the favorite going in. And if you asked people, they would almost everybody would say you were the favorite, except if they asked you. Before the tournament, you said you weren't the favorite. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
So who did you say was the favorite last year? What happened and why did you say that? I never asked you about this. I'm curious.
Yeah, so I said Isaac was the favorite, and of course he ended up winning. So me and Isaac actually, I practiced with Isaac more than anybody that week because of just kind of the schedule of when all the boys were getting in town and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, we had gone to town, Isaac and I, a lot earlier than everyone else, and we played multiple rounds together each day. And he was just on fire that week, and he was just like playing consistent. His confidence was there. Like it didn't really seem like he was thinking about much. It was kind of just tossing the disc where he needed to. And on my side of things, even though I was working so hard, putting more practice reps in than I ever had before, and trying to figure out my timing and stuff like that, I just couldn't get a feel for it. And that's just kind of how it happens in sports sometimes. Is you're going to have off weeks, and unfortunately, like I just picked a really really bad week for my game to not feel good. And um, yeah, I just never really got a rhythm, and when I did, I just, got halted with a roll away or like a random bogey, and my mental game wasn't there, and that's what happened. Isaac got the win, stayed solid, and I had to learn from that experience.
Yeah, all I heard was I heard you say something like 'cause I think you were talking about is it New London was the really wooded course, right?
Yep.
Okay, that course was that course was so hard. I never broke par on that course, and I didn't shoot terrible. I mean, I was like like 990 or something like whatever, fine for me, not great, but I couldn't even break par on that course. And I remember before the tournament, I remember just hearing you say something like, "I practiced with Isaac all week, and he never hit a tree," or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. His worst round was like 9 down or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, that's cool. Well, then what changed this year? Why was it different?
At Worlds?
Yeah, like was it a
Yeah.
different mindset or just the courses were more favorable? I mean, like,
I mean, I don't know. So I think I mentally wanted it more than I ever had before. I was coming off a pretty rough stretch in Europe, 3 weeks in a row, where I had chances to win coming into the last 3 holes, all the last 3 tournaments, the both in Norway and the one in the major in Estonia, and lost, and just didn't take advantage of that. And so I'm like, I can't let that happen for Worlds. I'm not gonna let it happen. And um, I forced my game was actually feeling pretty off coming into Worlds, and I knew I'm like, this is gonna be frustrating. But the one thing I told myself was, if you take a bogey, have it be an execution problem. Don't have it be a decision problem. And so I I only had 5 bogeys the entire week, and only bogeyed 3 holes because I bogeyed hole 1 at the top right course both times, and then hole 11 at the beast course, the first 2 times. Um, and then my only other bogey was in the final round, which was a rollaway on hole 17. So I just played so clean the entire week. I really didn't have that many birdies, but I only had 5 bogeys for all 90 holes of the World Championships, and that made a huge difference. But it was really the mental game, sticking in it, and I was even par, maybe 1 down both the rounds we played at the top right course, and then finished 6 or 7 down on the back 9 both days, to just keep my hopes alive pretty much. And the worst round I'd ever shot at the Beast was 10 down before in my past. So I kept that up. I shot 9 down in the final round, but I obviously laid up a couple holes and stuff like that coming down the stretch. So, um, but yeah, I mean the mentality changed a little bit. I was joking. I'm like, I'm just gonna treat it like a C tier because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself.
okay, so I got to go back a second to something you said. I'm really curious about. you talk about decision making. Okay, so for a player like me, who is a middle of the pack player, there's a lot of decisions to be made. Do I go for this 40 or 50 footer? Do I play this hole safe because the risk reward isn't there? Like I have to make decisions at my level. When I've seen you play, Gannon, it doesn't appear that you make decisions. It looks as though you attack every single shot. Are is that
Yeah,
is that a decision? I mean, or do you actually decide to not do that sometimes and we just don't notice?
I would say it mostly applies to like off the fairway type stuff. So if I get myself into a tricky position, making sure I'm not being dumb from there pretty much. Or even if it comes down to like a long, scary putt, making sure I'm doing that type of thing. Um, but it's kind of like it's more about like, especially on the tee pads and stuff like that, making sure I'm committed, making sure the decision in my mind is to commit to the shot instead of, thinking about what can go wrong or, saw it off early. I'm like always making sure that I'm doing the right thing. And if something happens, then I can live with it. But I just want to make sure that no shot that was an error was due to like a mental lapse or, like I said, an incorrect decision because maybe I felt like I needed a birdie or something like that. I just was like 5 rounds, like as long as you play solid and consistent, you'll get the win.
I love
Well,
that.
hopefully, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, you're playing against. I mean, when you have Isaac and AB and Nicholas and like, oh my God, the list goes on. In the last, like, just God, I mean, I was there in Vegas when you went head to head with Drew, and I mean, I was walking right next to you. Though we didn't know each other then. No, 2021, I think, whatever it was,
This one, it's 2022. Yeah, yeah,
2022.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was, yeah, I was 2022, but I didn't really know you then. When have you seen the level of play improve in just the last 3 years, even, or was that already where it was back then?
Um, yeah. I mean, I feel like when I played Vegas, I think I pushed a playoff at like 39 under par. I think today you'd probably have to be pushing more toward like a 45 under par to be pushing that playoff. I think people are just a couple strokes better per round. I mean, I was playing good. I was shooting 9, 10 down around there for the 4 rounds. But looking back now, if I put myself on those courses, I think I could just shred them every time.
Right. So back in 2022, how many people at that tournament do you feel could, like, honestly, I'm not talking about just the crazy exceptions, but like, how many people do you think in 22 legitimately had a chance to win if they play well versus how many people, if they played Las Vegas on tour next year, how many people would have a chance to win?
Yeah, I'd say back then, you know, maybe 10 to 15, and probably now it's 20 to 25. So I'd say it went up about 5 to 10 players.
20 to 25 players. And then probably, would you say there's another 25 players who could just lightning in a bottle, just
Oh yeah,
actually.
I mean we've seen it happen. Like I remember 2022, Robert Burridge was playing really hot at the Des Moines Challenge, and without Simon birdieing the last 5 holes, he would have won that tournament. And he was, I don't even know, I don't think he was top 50 at the time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the biggest one I think was Parker Welk, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And Parker's, I mean, he's freaky good too. That
Because he's
sidearm
got
is
like
like,
a clutch factor, even though like he hadn't been in that position many times.
yeah, no, no, for sure. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest. I mean, I think it's almost the biggest change. I mean, I think the top level, at least my observation, is that, you plot it on a curve, which is it's improved a little bit, but I don't think the highest level, I mean, like Paul and Ricky 10 years ago, I think are right at the top today. Like, I don't think that's
Yeah.
changed a lot. Um, but just that feel, what is it, like 1025 now rating to cash
I think it's like almost 10:30.
God,
Yeah, it's
that's
crazy. There's just
unbelievable.
so
That's
many,
like so
so many
good.
players. Yeah. Yeah.
So is the plan for next year just to keep doing what you're doing? I mean, is there any changes to like the Gannon tour schedule, or are you just same old?
No, I think it's the exact same. I think I'm just doing all the same things, playing as many tournaments as I can. I'm not going to be missing any pro tours whatsoever. I'm going to try to play all of them, as long as I don't get injured or something dumb like that happens. But yeah, I just want to stay consistent. I mean, I really want to have a 10-win season. That's definitely my goal. I think it's possible. I had a chance this year, even though I only had 6 wins. I had, I think, 15 or maybe 13 podiums. So it's right there as long as I'm able to close out more tournaments. I actually didn't do that good of a job this season doing that. So, but all I can ask is to, continue to put myself in positions to get wins, and I think they're going to fall eventually.
That's crazy. So do you have any players next year that you predict to be breakout? Like they weren't your competition this year in hindsight, but next year you think that they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton in mind, like off the top of my head. I know, Paul Kranz has been getting really good as of recent.
Yeah.
I think Cole Redallen's going to have a break. I think he's going to have his first breakout season next year, in my opinion. He's healthier than he's ever been, and when he's healthy, he plays really good. And he finished the season pretty hot. So
Right.
I think Luke Taylor could get a win. I think Aaron Gossage is probably going to get his first win. So, and then obviously the Robinson brothers are going to stay competitive and up there for wins as well. So it's just getting tighter every year, and it'd be awesome to keep seeing the boys win tournaments.
Yeah. Hey, you got like 2 minutes left. You want to give a shout out? You have a crew that you spend a lot of time with. You want to give a shout out to the?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a name? You got of your crew?
I mean, I don't know, Vlog Squad or something. Just because Alden, I don't even know.
You don't have a name yet.
But yeah, I just want to shout out my boys. Obviously, Sully toured with me all year. We shared a car, drive me places and stuff like that, and it was just good to have somebody on the road with me. So that was awesome. And then obviously, Alden, Isaac, Ezra, Silas, Gavin, Niklas, like all these guys. Even stay with Zach Nash for an event or two. So just yeah, I mean, anyone who stayed with us in Airbnbs was awesome, and yeah, it would make me a better person.
Yeah, the content you guys are making, it's phenomenal. I think it's really great that.
Oh, and definitely, I shout out my caddies quick. Ben Kenny and Matt Schleibach.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
No, that's great. Hey, I'm gonna let you go. One of the promises I make to everybody is I get them out at exactly 15 minutes because everybody's got stuff they're doing. Please send our best to your mom. She's awesome, and
Yep.
well, I'm sure she's watching. So hello,
Yep.
Ganon's mom.
Yeah. Well,
And,
thank you, Scott.
hey, I'll be your fan, dude. I'll keep being your fan and rooting you on. I might not bug you to be on, but if you win Worlds, I'll probably bug you to be on again because that's just the price you have to pay, Ganon.
I guess. I mean, I'll pay that price. It's fine.
You don't mind. All right. Hey, cool. Thank you, Ganon.
Thank you.
What an honor to have you on. Enjoy your Christmas. And
All right. Merry Christmas.
yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See ya. Peace.
All right, you guys. We got wow. God, wow, that's incredible. Like just to know that I'm just like friends with these guys. Like I'm like I am a fan also. Gee, I wonder if there's anybody else. I wonder if we have any other world champions going to be on the show. Oh wait, who is that?
It's Ann.
I know. Hello, Ann Deputy, FJ18 World Junior Champion 2025.
Hi.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Question for you. Have you done many things like this before, or is this kind of new?
I did one with Future Tour, but it never came out, or it hasn't come out yet. So not really.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to be awesome. And because you're so good, you got to get used to it. You're going to be doing a lot of things like this.
Yes, sir.
I'll be happy to have you on the earliest show. So first off, Merry Christmas to you and to your dad, of course.
Yes.
Congratulations on your season.
Thank you so much. Merry
That was
Christmas.
pretty amazing. It was fun. I remember shooting with you. I just wound up on your card in a practice round at Idlewild, right? It was in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was my second tour event.
God, that's crazy. And then all of a sudden, and that was before you won Worlds, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm playing with a future world champion and didn't even know. Well, I mean, I could have suspected, but you also don't play like a junior player. How far do you throw off a tee pad?
I feel like I can throw 400 off the tee.
Pretty comfortably.
Pretty comfortably, but it it depends on like I feel like it's fluctuated this season because of my finger injury, where like I would go backwards and then I could throw way further, and then I can't throw as far. So, but I feel like I'm getting better and better at my distance.
Okay. And what is the strongest part of your game, do you think?
Um, I feel like probably like 300 to 350. I feel like I have the biggest advantage in accuracy.
What is you play wooded courses normally?
My course, it's mostly wooded. I live like 15 minutes away from Tom Triplet, and it's like
Okay.
it's really well manicured fairways, but they're in the woods. So, and with a couple of open holes. It's not super wooded, but we have a really wooded course like 30 minutes away that we go to, and that's like it's called the Sarge. It's insane. You basically like this tree's everywhere. It's so hard.
Yeah, I've always thought that it's better for a player to learn to play in the woods because you can go learn how to throw far on the field, and then when you get to open holes, you can just rip it if you have the arm for it. But if you play an open course, you can't go out to a field and practice that type of accuracy. Even if you put up two imaginary poles, well, that's still not the shot shaping that you need for like the wooded holes. So, my advice to everybody: move to North Carolina or South Carolina,
Yeah,
Virginia.
I agree.
How about that?
Yeah. No, the really wooded course is actually in South Carolina, so it checks out.
Yeah. Well, but here, I'm going to give everyone a warning though. Prepare to be humbled. Like if you are a 1,000 rated pro in the Midwest and you go to North Carolina, you are going to get mashed by a bunch of players that you would probably crush in Iowa, and then or wherever. Then you get out to North Carolina on their courses in the woods, and you're like, I don't know who this person is, and they're so much better than me at these shots. It's pretty insane out there. Okay, I want to talk to you about the World Championships. I was trying to lead into it a little bit. So when you went to the World Championships, did you go into it playing to win? Like, did you go out there thinking, I got a shot to be a world champion, or what was your thinking before the tournament?
Yes, I went there, I really wanted to win, and I knew I could, but there was like I've obviously like I had never really played in a junior event before, and I didn't really know what the competition would be like at the same time.
You had never played a junior tournament
I don't think so.
just because there just wasn't enough juniors?
Yeah, there's really not many juniors in my area. Definitely not girls. So
Okay, so you've been playing. Well, what divisions were you playing in, or you were just playing whatever division you could, where there were openings?
I played some FA1 tournaments when I first started, but then I would just kind of play wherever my dad and my uncle were playing so I could be with them. And so MA1 or MA2, I like to play that, even though it's kind of hard to compete, but it's a challenge at the same time.
Do you think it made you better?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one pro tip out there for the younger players: to get with people that are bigger and throw farther,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so you got to the tournament. Were you, I mean, probably a silly question, but were you nervous or excited or scared? Like what was going through your head to start the tournament?
All three of those. I was definitely nervous. I'd already played the course actually, so that kind of helped. I went up there for GBO, and so I already kind of knew. Like normally, I'm kind of worried about the course and like what I'm going to throw on each shot, but that was a little bit better because I had already played there. But I was definitely still nervous on day one. Getting up to the tee was like very scary, but um, I mean, I warmed up to it a little bit by the end. I don't know.
Well, when you started off nervous. How long did you stay nervous? Like all tournament, or did it start to get better after a few holes?
I want to say I'm trying to think of our first round. I think our first round was at Peter Pan,
Okay.
and trying to go back. I'm pretty sure I was nervous on the first round until I want to say like hole 5, and that's pretty normal for me. I'll be like really shaky on the first day of the tournament until about hole 5, and then it starts to get a little bit better.
Do you remember where you were sitting after the first round? I mean,
Yeah, the first round, Virginia Polkinghorn shot really, really good. I can't remember what number she shot, but I think it was like 9 down, and I was only 4, or I think I was 6 strokes back. Pretty sure, or maybe. Gosh, I should remember this. There's a lot of rounds in that tournament. But yeah, I wasn't even on lead card. I was a couple strokes back, and so I was kind of discouraged because I wasn't watching scores, and I thought that I threw like a decent round, but then she was almost double my score. So
yeah, and that's actually really funny you say that, because whenever I've shot poorly and I'm getting beat, I'm kind of okay with it.
yeah,
My experience of 3 years on the tour was I had a lot of really good first rounds that were 5 strokes off the lead, and I'm like, but I played well. That's kind of it's almost a little bit discouraging. But
yeah.
do you think it might have also helped you though, because that it took a little bit of the pressure off, or do you think would you have rather have just got off to a good start?
Honestly, I don't know. I probably am grateful that it happened that way because, well, then the next round I actually played really bad. And so then I was really far off the lead. And I feel like if that didn't happen, I might not have won. Like, because I was so far back, it allowed me to lock in and play good again.
Did you change something after the bad round?
I think just my mindset changed, like, just to focus more on every shot and not think of the tournament as like a whole, but just individual shots and focus better.
Okay. And it started coming together, but if you had a bad second round and you were 6 off the lead, you must have been down a bunch.
Yeah.
Did you still believe you could win at that point?
I think I did, but I knew it was gonna have to be like I was gonna have to put together a bunch of good shots and a bunch of good rounds. So it was like we had 3 rounds left, and I knew I had a lot of work left to do, and it wasn't gonna be easy at all. So
Where did you get to going into the final round? Where were you sitting?
I was even, or I was tied with the leader.
Oh, so you came back in those. I thought for some reason I thought you started off behind. So you came back in those 2 rounds to get back tied to the lead.
Yes, sir.
Did you play just lights out then, those 2 rounds? Round 3 and 4?
Round 3, I played really good. I knew I had to birdie a bunch of holes, and it's kind of a short course, which is normally like harder for me, but I kind of figured some things out with my upshots that tournament, and so I was actually like getting all those birdies, which was really fun.
Okay, everyone's going to want to know, what did you figure out with your upshots? Let us in.
I was just focusing on like not pulling my shoulder, so like I feel like I would try to force my upshots and I would turn them over, if that makes sense. And so
Yeah.
I was just focusing on keeping my core, like being balanced in my core and not like turning my shoulders like this or backwards, just keeping it locked and throwing.
Okay, I love it. So you were tied going into the last round. I actually looked at the scores. I actually looked at the round, but you want to share how?
Yeah, the last round is crazy because I could not drive. If you go watch the footage, like all of my tee shots, which is normally my strength, was just so bad. I feel like it was crazy. But all of my upshots, I saved par somehow. Maybe not all of them, but pretty much every hole. It would be terrible drive and then some crazy upshot and a par.
Were you more nervous to start the tournament or more nervous during the final round?
The final round.
Did you feel like everyone else was just as nervous, or did everyone else seem to come across calm?
I don't know. I feel like Kayla Hess was like, I don't feel like she was nervous at all. She was coming from behind, and I thought she was going to win again because she just, like, she has such an awesome attitude about, like, I just thought she was just going to come and win because she was just making her putts and throwing insane drives. There's this one hole, and it's like it's only 360, but it's uphill. It's a weird angle. I threw it into this tree every single round. But anyways, it was hard for me to get to that hole, and she just like bombed it and parked it on, and that was hole 2. It was awesome. And after that, I was like, she might win, even though she was so far back, and she just kept playing good the whole day. So that was cool to watch.
So where were you with a couple holes to go?
I think I had the lead by 1, or I'm not exactly sure. So I wasn't watching scores, and I thought I was losing. Like I thought I had to birdie out on hole probably 15. I was like, okay, I have to birdie out. And in my mind, anyways, I threw a one shot, got a birdie, and then I think it was 16. I birdied 16, and then on 17 I had a long putt for birdie, and that's when my dad. This was on 17. This is sorry. That's when my dad came up and he was like, "Hey, you have a 2-stroke lead." Or wait, I'm trying to think how many strokes it was. I think it was a 2-stroke lead, and he was like, "So just lay up." And so that's when I knew that I just had to par the last hole. But
So do you prefer to not know where you're sitting?
that's kind of how I've been doing tournaments, but I don't know if I'll like always do it that way. I haven't decided. I don't know. I just normally don't check scores because my dad will take score for me. So it's like one less thing I have to do.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong. Different players have different approaches. Some players have anxiety knowing what the other scores are.
Yeah.
I get anxiety. I get anxiety when I don't know where I'm sitting. So,
Yeah.
but I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's just different personalities. So when you won the tournament, we only got 1 more minute left. When you won the tournament, did you feel excited or relieved or both?
Both. Mostly relieved. I remember because that round was so crazy for me, and I just couldn't believe I won because it was crazy.
That's
But
brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. Please, if you have a message for all your fans, you got about 40 seconds to.
All my fans.
Or you can wish them a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
No, it's an honor. I'd be excited to watch your career, however you decide it's going to go. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of your dad. You guys are great. I've loved getting to know you, and I hope you guys are just wildly successful. And you're just one of the up and coming players to look out for. You got a lot of competition. There's a lot of up and coming players to look out for, and you have to be looking out for each other too. But that's that, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, cool. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and enjoy the rest of your day. Eat a bunch of food.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Let's see. Who do we have on now? Oh my God. It's only getting better. Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? This is one of the up and coming pros in I'll say all of Canada, but certainly British Columbia. Carver Whitford. How you doing, Carver?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. How's your family doing? Are you guys all together, of course?
Yeah, we're all doing good. Just gonna open up some Christmas presents after. So
beautiful. Is everybody just sitting around staring at you right now?
No, they're all in their rooms hanging out with each other. Give me some space.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to be joined by one other person. I'm going to bring you guys on together.
Sure.
Let's see. Where is he? Where is he? He's coming. He just entered the studio. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. I'll chat with you until he comes on. So you are playing right now. You are healthy. Is that true?
Yeah, I got probably fully healthy around, I'd say, midsummer is when I finally felt feeling like myself again. Obviously, I don't play much from like November to like February because it just snows here and it's too cold. I'm a fair weather golfer, so don't really playing in the snow. But there's still like tournaments I could play if I wanted to. But no, I'm feeling a lot better and finally feel like myself again.
Okay. Are you do you do like, are you training indoors? I mean, I'm sure you putt over the
Yeah,
winter.
usually if putting is kind of my main focus right now. I try and keep that like intact because that's the best part of my game. So I try and make sure that's all feeling good, and then try and go to the field, get some reps in, just like throwing, just trying to figure some stuff out.
It's
Those are the
amazing.
two.
So I wanted you on, and there's another person going to be joining because I always try to make sure, like I want to like showcase everybody from the older pioneers, innovators, history of the sport, and of the touring players. But it's kind of like past, present, and future. Like you guys are the future. The game is going to be on your shoulders someday, and I'm always so proud of the people that I know who are going to carry our game. So. I love that you're on. Now, are you going to be what are your plans for next year? Are you going to be touring? Are you going to be, around Canada, or any big US plans?
We're still thinking about it, but I think the normal tour here in Canada that I normally do every year, and then in the summer, we'd definitely like to go down to the States and play some big tournaments down there.
Amazing. That'd be awesome. Hey, I'm going to ask you more about that in a second, but we also have another player, one of the top junior players, Gavin Taylor, from Minnesota. What's up, Gavin?
What's up? How's it going?
It's going absolutely fantastic. I know you guys follow each other. Have you guys actually met?
We have not yet.
Okay.
Nope.
Gavin Taylor. Sorry, Carver, Gavin Carver.
Nice to meet you.
So
Good to meet you.
yeah, you guys are both, by the way, you're both, look, I always, I'm not out here trying to sell anything. I'm not promoting my store or anything, but I'm always going to bring on a couple of sponsored players because I get to, it's my show. And so I kind of just will pick one or two. Gavin is the first junior player that I'm sponsoring. And Carver is the first, we're calling them the territory players, which is professional players who are regional players because they're not actually on DGPT yet. So what? Oh, I see. Look, you think it's my first time. Is that better? I was leaving. I forgot my face got shrunk, so I was leaving the field. So, hey, what about, same question for you. You're in Minnesota. Gavin, are you getting to practice much in the winter, or is it indoor practice, or what are you doing?
We haven't really practiced much so far. It's pretty cold outside right now, but yeah, I want to get out more. We've gone out like once since it started snowing. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So let me ask, I'm going to go like one at a time. Carver, you are going to be you planning on actually going out on tour at some point, right? That's still the plan?
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know when yet, obviously, but definitely in the future, it's something I'd be interested in trying to play on the pro tour, even if it's just for like a year or something, just to experience it. Is something I definitely want to do.
Absolutely. That would probably be it'd be in a couple of years, right? But
yeah, probably 2 or 3 years, I was thinking.
2 or 3 years. And what about you, Gavin? Is this still is that your life's plan to tour, or are you going to stop playing when you get to college and do something else?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, when I get to college, I would definitely want to keep playing and try to do as many events as I can.
Are you thinking of actually going out on tour, doing the tour life?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that could be good.
I would love to see both of you guys out there.
Yeah.
So by the way, I want to share, if I can, or actually, what am I saying? Me share. I'm just the host. Gavin, can you share like a quick version of like how we ended up connecting?
Oh yeah, definitely. So it was about a year and a half ago, and I was just at the course by myself, and then we saw you doing a clinic in the field, my home course, and then so I called up my dad, and we just threw in the field right next to you for like the entire day, and then at the end of the day, we went over and connected, and yeah, we played a few holes together, and then I got a little sidearm lesson, so that was helpful.
Yeah. Well, so what happened was I was watching this kid. How old are you when that happened?
I was 15 at the time.
You were 15, and it's a field right next to a course. And everybody would rather play a course than do field work. And I'm sitting there doing this class, and I'm watching this 15-year-old kid about 100 yards away doing field work for like, at some point it was like, had become like 2 or 3 hours of just field work. And I was like, okay, I'm interested. I'm interested in like, I didn't know how old you were, but a young kid who's just not just having fun, but trying to get better. So on the bottom of a disc, I wrote, hey, if you ever want to be sponsored, message me. And I threw it to you.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Do you still have the disc?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's what interested me. And then I told you, I said, hey, I can't do anything right now. It's just I'm starting off this company. But best thing you can do if you want to get noticed, not by me, but by anybody, is just start making content promoting the company you're interested in promoting. Get noticed by them, show them that you'll put the work in. And then for the next year, I saw videos where you were promoting my stuff, and I went, okay, I'm interested. And then we went from there. Now, Carver, do you remember where me and you connected?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's through Jay, because I commented on something, because he has like kind of a similar thing as me. I have like ectrodactyly, so like I'm missing digits, and he kind of had like a similar thing to me, and I was like kind of just supporting him through it, and then Scott kind of got notice of it, and then me and him started chatting, and kind of just turned into this.
Actually, yeah, I just saw you hold your hand up. Do you mind? Do you want to show like that is your throwing hand, correct?
My throwing hand, so it's just like I'm just missing digits, so I'm just missing my 3 fingers in here, and it doesn't really stop me. I could play, so. But yeah, I was just born with this. It's like a birth defect, and it doesn't really
Yeah, and by the way, let's be clear about something right off the bat. As far as you being sponsored, what is your current rating?
983.
Yeah, you're a 983 rated player. And how old are you?
18.
Okay, so you're a 980 rated 18-year-old player. So you are you are already an accomplished up and coming pro. First and foremost, you're really, really, really good. But the thing that was what happened was I was doing one of my adaptive disc golf classes, and there was a kid, Jay, who had the same thing with his hand. His dad brought him out to figure out how to play, and I worked with him, and I gave him some tips. He was a little bit different. He has to throw with 2 hands. You don't. But he made some videos, and then you reached out, and you're like, hey, you basically introduced yourself, well, through Carrie, but just said, I would love to reach out to Jay and let him know he's not alone, that you can get really good at this game, and that basically you're trying to make a connection with another human who is younger, who's going through maybe some of the same things as you, right?
Yeah, that was exactly what it was.
And I was like, okay, I like this Carver kid. Like, wow, seems like a real nice young man. And then I looked up like your player rating, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this kid's like really, really good too. Okay, like I want to work with him. I want to get to know him. And then of course now I got to know your family, got to know your dad, and now I just now you're just friends, right? But all these connections happen. I want to, and I'm not trying to not let you guys speak, but you guys are a perfect lesson to the rest of the world out there. The things that the two of you have in common is neither one of you waited for something to come to you. You had the agency to put yourself out there and make the first move and the second move and the third move. And then now you're on a Christmas show with Ganon Buhr and Jennifer Allen and Eagle McMahon.
Yeah.
And but that's how you guys, that's how you do life. That's how you do it. So proud of both you guys. I didn't ask you, Gavin, what's your travel plans for next year?
I want to go to Ledgestone. That would be cool. And then maybe doing Worlds. I haven't really thought about that one too much, but Junior Worlds.
Go to Junior World. You haven't really thought about it?
That could be cool.
You should probably start thinking about it. It's December.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Where is Junior Worlds next year? It's in
is Pennsylvania, I think I've heard.
It's not even that far from Minnesota. That's a road trip. You guys have to go to that one.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's such an experience to get to meet like all the younger players, and everyone says the same thing. Everyone's nice. Everyone gets along. You'll actually make friends for life. Like there's these great pictures of like Paul Macbeth and oh God, who is it? Paul Macbeth and Nicola Castro. Like, them playing together like 15 years old or something. Like that's still a picture that circulates. It's really neat.
Yeah.
So, Carver, what part of your game do you need to work on next year?
So my backhand, it's like just not it's not the best part of my game. Like it's a lot of forehand. Putting is an upshots. Like I've got that figured out. I think just like distance backhand is like the main thing I've been trying to work on. Just like fixing my form and just trying to get max distance as possible. Because obviously I only throw off one finger, so it's not like a lot coming off. So I need to have like the best form possible to like get the most distance. So just been trying to do a lot of field work on my backhand, mostly go to the course, like play just backhand only to just try and figure it out.
How far are you throwing now?
Like consistently backhand,
Yeah.
like 370 I could hit pretty consistently in an open field.
So 370 is good, but you're right. You need to step it up a little bit for tour level. But you're also 18. You're also years from your athletic peak also. So like you got time. We got to figure out how we can get some work together. What about you, Gavin? What's the hole in your game you need to work on?
I think my putting is inconsistent a lot, and then I got to keep working on my sidearm. But I think my backhand form is all right, and then I'm getting good distance with that. So
How far are you throwing? How far are you chucking now?
Probably about 430.
About 430
on the backhand, and then
same thing. 430 is really good, and then at the highest level, you got you're gonna have to keep improving from there. But it's like where you're at right now, it's fine. You're on pace basically. I put a picture of you doing this reach back on your the announcement that you were going to be on. Like
I saw that.
Back, that's ridiculous. So you wouldn't even know. I acted like actually. I had a video of you throwing, and when I do a screenshot, there's a delay between when I click it and then where on the video it captures, and I had to do like 30 of them to get it.
Oh, really?
I wanted to get that shot, and then when I got it, I was so happy.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool. You guys have about 1 minute left. Y'all want to send out a Merry Christmas to your fans and future fans?
You go first.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. And then you can follow me on Gavin Taylor 26. I'll be posting an announcement soon, and then on Instagram. And yeah, Merry Christmas.
Sweet. And
Merry Christmas to everyone watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for Scott for having me. And happy holiday.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys too. Enjoy your families and say hi to your dads. I know both your dads. I don't know your moms that well or anybody else, but say hi to everybody from me.
Okay, I will.
Will do. Yeah.
All right,
thank you for having me on.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, who is on next? Hey, I know you. You're the guy with the second best sidearm.
Yeah, I am. I wonder who's the first guy. Is it Sullivan Tibbs?
I don't know. but I will never concede that out loud in front of someone who is really, really good at sidearm. I've introduced Coling and I've introduced Eagle as the same thing. Don't know if it's true, but we all tell our own stories. Dude, Chandler, what's up, man? Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for having me, Scott.
No, absolutely. It's funny. By the way, everybody, this is Chandler Kramer, Disc Golf Pro Tour for what? You've done 4 years now?
Yeah, I think my first year was 2022. So 22, 23, 24, 25, and then 26. So next year will be my 5th year. That's
sick. Yeah, and it's actually funny. I believe, actually, I'll let you tell the story. I think because lived in Waco in 2022. I was in Waco, and I think you said you came out because you heard I had a good sidearm and you wanted to like compare. I don't know. Like, I don't know the story there.
How it happened was so you posted in the Waco group message. You're like, hey, I'm coming to town and I want to check out the beast. You're like, does anybody want to play around or should I play around with anybody? And there was a few people that are like, oh, you have to play with Chandler. You have to play with Chandler. And then I was like, okay, I'll come out.
and we were playing, and I think I actually shot the best round I've ever played at the course. And I remember you were like, dude, you're like, wow, you're like, that was such a good round. I was like, I promise you, that's never going to happen again. I was like, that's never going to happen. But I remember it was a lot of fun. That's how we met, and we became pretty good friends. And then that was your year that you were on full-time tour for sure. And I remember we hung out quite a bit on tour, and we got to know each other a little bit more. And so whenever I see you on tour events, whenever you're there, we talk a little bit, and I love always chatting because I never really know what you're going to say, to be honest. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I mean, like you never know. Like, I mean, I'm out there. Like I'd met Paul and I knew Colleen and I, became friends with Ricky. But for the most part, I didn't know most of the players on tour. I'd heard of them, they'd heard of me, but I didn't know anybody. And it was always, it's always surprising. Like you make the connections with people you don't expect.
Yeah.
And I probably got honestly as close to you on tour as anybody. Certainly on the course. I mean, we were always warming up together and practicing, and it was unexpected, but it was I was always happy to see you out there.
Definitely didn't think you'd be making friends with a guy with lime green hair, did you?
Actually, that didn't surprise me a bit. That's actually the last thing I was even looking at. Actually, I never had a problem with the hair. I kept telling you to dress sharper, remember?
Yeah, actually you did. You were like, wow, you're like gym shorts again. And I was like, every day. And you're like, you should probably dress a little sharper. And I was like, okay. I'm working on it.
You did not say okay. You said absolutely not, but
I did. I was like, absolutely not. I was like, I'm within the rules. It is what it is. No, yeah. No, I'm working on it still. I'm working on it.
Yeah. Well, I always thought like Drew Gibson actually was the person that pulled it off the best, where he had, because of the tattoos and because of the look, he always had that like, hey, I'm going to be alternative. I'm not going to be mainstream. But then the clean cut haircut, and he dressed real sharp. And I always thought I think Drew does the best job out there of kind of merging those two things, which is I'm going to be myself, but also look extremely professional.
He does do a pretty good job. Yeah, for sure.
So shout out to Drew on that. So, hey, I had to have you on. You just won a big old tournament, didn't you, sir?
I won a couple back-to-back, yeah.
Wait, you won a couple? Wait, what? I know you won an A tier. Did you win 2 A tiers?
Yeah, so I won Chain Hawk, the big one that's down in Gainesville. And then
I didn't know you won 2.
Yeah, and then the next weekend after that, I went down and defended my title at South Florida. So I went back-to-back. Back-to-back weekends and then back-to-back defending South Florida Open champion. Ironically, all of my A tiers that I've won have been in Florida. So I guess I just need to move to Florida.
That's ridiculous. I follow you. I mean, I try to follow everybody, and I didn't know that you'd won 2. You know what probably happened? I probably saw like you announced several of them, and just in my mind, just thought it was about the same tournament.
I forgot to make an individual post about the Chain Hawk, and I was like, I'll do that after. Like, I'll just do a recap for my like little stint in Florida, and then I ended up winning South Florida, and I was like, well, this is gonna be a fun post. So I was just like, yeah, hey guys, I forgot to post this, but I won both these, so it was kind of how that worked out. But yeah, that was the official end of my season. I'm not playing any more tournaments. I mean, hell, there's only like a week left in December, so
right.
Yeah. But I went to Florida because I did that last year. I went and played those same 2 tournaments kind of just to play something in the off season competitive-wise. And I went back this year, and things just really went well. I don't know what else to describe it, but things went well.
The putting was on, of course. I mean, it must have been to win. I mean, the competition's so good.
Putting was good. I would argue that my throwing was probably actually better, which is kind of hard to picture because I made some really good putts. I mean, I think the second and third round of Chain Hawk are on Terry Miller's YouTube channel, so you can decide if my putting was good there. But I remember my throws; they felt really good. I don't know what it was, but something just clicked, I guess, at the right time, and I ended the season averaging 1050 at both events. So that's way above anything I could have expected.
It's ridiculously good. I mean, 1050 is at a pro tour event is at most of them, I would say it sticks you on lead card final round or like, top of chase card, like in contention, unless someone blasts, a couple 1070s, like you're in contention to win with that, with a hot last round, right?
For sure. Yeah. I think, I was about to say, I would say quote me on this, but probably most of the events, I think the winner is probably averaging like high 1060s is my guess, maybe 1070. So 1050, averaging 1050 is probably going to put you, I'm guessing, at least top 10 somewhere. But that's tour golf is crazy though.
Top 10, I would say top 10 for sure, but I would say chase card. But there's been tournaments where that's not happened. There's been tournaments, I mean, not always 10-7. There's some tournaments where it's like a bunch of people shoot 10-58 too.
Yeah, tour golf is crazy because like it also just depends on the course. Some courses give out great ratings, some courses just don't. And I don't really like Northwoods Black. It's really hard to get an insanely good rating there because the score separation, like point wise, is so small. But it's also Northwoods Black. Realistically, if you shoot like an insanely good round, you don't care what the rating is at that point. You just shot a really good round.
Sure, absolutely. So you're going to be on full tour next year.
That is the plan. That is the plan.
So do you circle any events to start the season, or is it just week to week? Like, do you have anything to like?
I always, when I'm back home, I always play my local Straddle to Brazos. It's like one round at Cameron Park and one round at Brazos. So it's always, I feel like there's not like a whole lot of local tournaments, like what I'll call true local, like Waco oriented. So I like to go to those if I can. But I've been going to Florida and playing kind of Tallahassee, and then I think there's another one over there that it's not ringing a bell. But I usually play like that kind of area to get warmed up before the season really starts to hit for the touring season. So I guess I kind of have that as like a warm up or a routine that I've been doing for early on.
Okay. And then are you preparing for Worlds? Like, do you look at the World Championships as a goal every year?
It is a goal, and I'm disappointed that it's being held at Toboggan personally. And I don't really care who knows that. I'm not a fan of that course. I've never been a fan of that course. It's just how it is. But I'm excited to see Black Locust because I've heard very good things about that course. So I'm excited.
Okay, let me ask you. I mean, what about Northwoods isn't your jam?
You mean Toboggan?
Yeah, I mean Toboggan.
It's just throw hard on every hole. I feel like it's not, I don't know. I've said this before and I'll say it again and I kind of stand by it. I don't have any issues with elbow or shoulder pretty much ever on any course. But it's the only course that we play that's consistently on tour that my arm is genuinely sore and kind of hurting after I play around there. And it's also, I don't know. I just am not a big fan of it. I understand that it plays probably pretty well, but I like for the tour in the sense it's difficult. I can't stand that course. It doesn't feel like it feels very blah to me. It's a personal thing. I've never liked it, but yeah, that's my thing. That's my opinion on it.
All right, now the big question. Everyone wants to know.
Oh dear.
Are you working on your backhand?
Yeah, I've been working on my backhand. Okay. I can throw a backhand, everybody. It's not that I can't.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You can. It's good.
I was about to say, there's a whole card of people and a few people maybe who are watching 18 at USDGC. They know I can throw a backhand. They saw me do it this year, and I saved par wonderfully. I can do it. I just choose not to, mainly because my footwork is awful, and I'm probably going to fall over halfway through my run-up. Or I might sprinkler system it and shank it 90 degrees to the right. So we're working on it. The biggest thing is trying to figure out how to throw it with power and also be accurate with power. I can do standstills, no problem really. Distance-wise, if I like power down on it and just try and control it, we're good. But as soon as I try to actually put any power on it, it's not going to go well. I can tell you that right now. It is not going to go well.
Okay. All right. So it's good. I've seen you throw it. I mean, we've played catch before, and you're great. I mean, so. But okay, I got you. I won't pick on you over that, but
you can. Everybody does. It is what it is.
Yeah, but keep working on it. So you actually have a college degree, right?
Yeah, I have a degree in electrical engineering.
Yeah, is that something that's still on your radar, or like, I mean, is that still your like backup plan, electrical engineer, or
it? Yeah, I won't really delve into that, but. Yeah, it's still on my mind. Definitely.
Okay.
I won't dive in too much, but let's just say that I have been curious to see what the job market looks like. So I've thought about maybe going that direction. So that is definitely on the mind. It's been on the mind a lot more recently. So I won't go into details about that, but I've been looking just to see what's out there. So yes,
Okay.
I still am thinking about that.
Gotcha. So you're thinking that you move on to mainstream world possibly at some point.
There's a chance. There is a chance.
Okay. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, hopefully it seems like you're starting to peak at the right time now. So
We'll see what 2026 holds. A lot of things. I've taken a lot of time off this offseason from even touching a disc, looking at discs, even just playing like anything disc golf related. I've really taken a lot of time off of, despite me uploading for a little while, stuff like that on Instagram and stuff. But it's done wonders for it's done wonders for my game, whether I realize it or not. Me taking some time off has cleared my mind with a lot of things, and I've gotten to do a lot of things that I don't normally get to do, specifically see friends that are not on tour and spend time with family. Then, I'm gone for 8 months out of the year and I don't ever really come home. So it's been a real good time to be off the season, to be away from the tour and be home this season. And I've really enjoyed my time.
okay. Who are you traveling with right now? Are you traveling by yourself mostly?
By myself.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool, man. I love it. And yeah, it's always good to chat with you. I hope you play forever, but we can't.
Are you coming to any events this year?
I am. I'm hitting the tour. I'm going to follow Dallas Garber around and try to tell the story about he's going to be on tour for the first year. So I'm going to try to tell his story about being on tour.
Full-time tour?
Well, he's going to be on the pro tour. Yeah. He got a tour card, a tour exemption.
Tell him, I'm sure I'll probably message him or he can message me regardless, but let's get a few practice rounds in some events.
Yeah, he would love that. Yeah, I'll introduce him to all my friends out there and all the people I know. I know Connor O'Reilly is someone that I want to connect him with. Connor's a great guy. But a lot of the older players, there needs to be, and there is some, but the older players got to be like kind of mentoring the younger players a little bit. That's the oldest system in the book, right? The older mentoring the new. And I have so much respect for the players on tour, especially the older players. And it's great when they take the younger players under their wing and kind of bring them on board, bring them along and, just kind of show them the ropes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Hey, you got 1 minute left. Do you have a message for all your millions and millions of Chandler Kramer fans out there?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody has a good Christmas. Whether you support me or hate me, doesn't matter. I hope you have a great day today and Happy New Year's. And that's really all I got. I mean, I can shout out my sponsors if I want to, but I don't feel like this is the kind of show for that. So
okay.
The main thing I just want to say also is thank you, Scott, for having me on, and to everybody else that comes on the show, Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Hey, I promise I'll let everybody go. We have another guest here. He has not logged in yet. Give me half a minute. Just don't anybody go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Scott just leaves. Where did he actually go? I'm so curious.
All right, guys. I'm back. I'm just checking in on things. Oh, it turned off on my end, but they're still coming in? Okay. Awesome. Hey, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you go. It's a live show and it's informal. So
yeah, I was like, how do I entertain these people for 30 seconds?
No, you got 30 seconds. Oh, I thought you already left. Yeah, you can go. Go enjoy Christmas.
Okay. I'll see you later, Scott.
Hey, thanks, you guys. All right. Hey, we're waiting for the next guest to log on. It's a very special guest, but I'm never going to tell anybody who it is because things can always come up, and I don't want to throw anybody under the bus because if something comes up, you can have a bad connection, and I don't want anybody to think someone bailed. So I'm not saying who it is, but if they come on, you'll all be super excited. So I guess I am going to go solo for the next few minutes until they show up. They actually signed up for their account, right? So they're good. Oh, they're going to be here. I'm not worried about them. They're very, I know this person. He's very responsible. Hey, so I'll show you guys some, just a quick disc golf story then to eat up the time until they get here. So we just did the 50th anniversary of disc golf at Oak Grove Park, the world's first permanent disc golf course. So the course was put into the ground in 1975, 76. And this is where it all began, in Pasadena, California, and they just celebrated their 50th anniversary. So I'm going to give a 50-cent history lesson about disc golf for you guys while we're waiting. So off the top of my head, very unpolished, but basically, we don't know where Frisbee golf was invented. Okay, Ed Hedrick did not invent Frisbee golf. He patented the pole hole. He quit Whammo to go pursue this new game. You know, he's the Johnny Appleseed, first name on Mount Rushmore, but he didn't invent it. We don't know who invented it. And the reason why is that one of the most unique things about flying discs was that the first flying discs were invented independent of having a use. Like everything else is like, you know, you build a better mousetrap because you got mice, right? You're trying to get rid of the mice. You build products for a use. That's not what happened with flying discs. When injection molding became a thing and you could melt plastic and you could put it in the shape of something, people realized they could make something that flew differently than basically a ball. So think back to before the flying disc. Aside from like boomerangs and a couple things, oh, perfect. I just saw a message come in. He's going to be here in a second. But most things, aside from like boomerangs and a couple other things, were like balls. They kind of went up and they kind of went down in an arc. When injection molding came out, someone realized you could make a flying disc that would turn right, turn left, maybe turn both ways, fly upside down, roll, but they didn't have a use for it. So they just started producing these flying discs, called them toys. And even on the bottom of some of the early flying discs, it said, invent games. Basically, here's this thing. Y'all figure out what to do with it. And so it turns out that people invented, we got the guest on right now, but it turns out that people independently invented a version of golf using this flying disc instead of a ball, basically all over the world. And when they first started coming together, as the organization started forming, Whammo created the International Frisbee Association. People all over the world said, oh, we're going to bring them on 2 seconds. Basically came together and they said, we invented this cool game. And someone else said, oh, we invented a cool game too. And oh, we invented this really neat game. And it turns out that everybody kind of invented Frisbee golf all over the world. That's the 50-cent birth of Frisbee golf before Ed patented the pole hole. All right, guess what? Our guest made it on. So you got the shorter version. Hey, what's up, Mr. Bierkus?
Merry Christmas, Scott. So glad I could be here and join everyone that's on the show.
Oh, I'm very, very happy to hear you. So, Mr. Doug Bierkus, what would your official title be in the sport of disc golf?
My official title is I am a low-rated MP50 disc golfer, PDGA number 14902. But my work title is I'm the executive director of the PDGA.
Okay, executive director of the PDGA. You are captaining the ship and moving it forward. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you watched the whole show, but when beginning of the show, I talked about the organizations, the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour briefly. And one of the things I shared was, just like everyone else out there, I have my own opinions that differ from the opinions of other people. Not every decision is the decision I would have made or that I agree with. Like, we're different people. It's never going to happen like that. But the thing that I believe from everyone I've gotten to know is that everybody involved in the PDGA and the Disc Golf Pro Tour, every single one of them wants to do what's in the best interest of disc golf that they believe is right. Would that be your assessment of the organization as well, Doug?
Sure. I think that anybody that works in disc golf or is associated with any organization that is doing good things for disc golf. We may not always be completely aligned on what we're doing, but I do know that our interested in sport better. And that's a very true statement.
Yeah, and we're getting a little bit of at least on my end, there's an audio issue, but I'm getting most of it. It's probably a connection issue. Can you repeat the last thing you said, please?
Yeah, and let me move. And I'm so sorry, I am traveling.
That's
so
okay.
It's been quite the day. Yep, I'm going to move closer to where I think I will. Is that better?
Yes, it sounds great now. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that anybody that is associated with disc golf, whether it's with the PDGA, the Pro Tour, a manufacturer, a retailer, a club, we all look at the sport a little bit differently. But the one thing that joins us together is we all love to throw discs into baskets and make our sport better. So, yeah, your point about you may not always agree with everyone in the way they do something. We all have our hearts in the right place, and that's making the sport better.
No, and I definitely agree with that statement. So, before you logged on, I was going to talk about the 50th anniversary at Oak Grove Park, but it just so happens you were there. What was that
Yeah.
like to you? Well, why don't you share? I didn't tell anybody about what the event was like. You want to share what that event was all about?
Yeah, in fact, I'm wearing my Oak Grove hoodie that I bought in Pasadena.
And I
Yeah,
got my Oak Grove shirt too.
yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, Scott. In fact, I saw Scott, about 3 weeks ago in
Yeah.
Pasadena for the 50th anniversary celebration of the first permanent disc golf course in the world, which happens to be the course that Scott Stokely learned how to play disc golf on. So, yeah, there was a ton of people there, everyone from PDGA number 3, Dan Stork Roddick, to Tita, to folks that have been around the game for forever. And what a special weekend to just see where a lot of what this sport is today. It started there in Pasadena, at Oak Grove Park. So what a special weekend! And Scott actually had the chance to speak at a very special celebration on the Friday evening of that weekend, and just to hear the stories about what that course has meant to people over the years was probably the highlight of my year. And the year included being in Chengdu, China for the World Games, being in Finland for Pro Worlds, being in Guatemala for the first Latin American Disc Golf Championships. All kinds of great things happened in the sport this year. But being at Oak Grove that first weekend in December was probably the highlight of the entire year for me.
Well, it was great to see you there. My plan is at the end of the show, when the show's over, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go ahead and play my speech from that, because that was my favorite 8 minutes of the entire year. And, but it's about the history of Oak Grove Park. And, I'm going to share it at the end of the show to close things out. So Doug, I've known you many years.
Yep.
When did we first meet?
Man, I was a brand new disc golfer, and you probably didn't know who I was then, but I knew who you were. You were in a minivan driving around the country, running random draw doubles tournaments where everybody at the local club wanted to be Scott Stokely's partner. And you had some discs, and you were in Abilene, Texas at Cal Young Park, the course that I learned how to play in the mid to late 90s. You showed up, you threw the disc further than anybody I'd ever seen throw a disc. And to be honest, you were the first kind of known disc golfer that I ever interacted with. I'd heard of Barry Schultz and Ken Climo and Juliana and some of those folks, but you took the time to visit Abilene, Texas, do a clinic, run some doubles with us, and boy, we were talking about you probably for a full month after that event, that you had actually come to join our little club and throw some discs and play around with us.
I think that's it was amazing. It's been my whole life to travel and try to promote this game.
Yep.
So I want to tell you a story, Doug, because you actually paid me possibly my biggest compliment I've ever received, or at least one of them, and you don't even know you did it. So for those of you who follow me, I've been traveling around trying to promote disc golf globally, also trying to bring it to developing countries and try to reach people. And at the World Championships, which you were the tournament director for in Emporia, you messaged me and you said, "Hey, Scott, I would love to get together. Can you come by?" Because you were at Dynamic at the time. You said, "Can you come by and so we can talk?" And I was thinking, wait a second, you're trying to run a World Championships. How is it that you have time to talk to me? And you're like, no, I set aside a little bit of time for us. And I was like, well, then let's, of course, I'd be honored. And then you said, yeah, I booked an hour for us. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, how? And this is before you were with the PDJ. You booked an hour to spend with me in the middle of the PDGA World Championships, when 100 people are pulling you different directions. And then we sat down at your desk and you said, Scott, we need to grow disc golf around the world. Tell me what you know. How do we do this? What can we do? And you just listened to me tell you my experiences and my thoughts about growing disc golf globally in the middle of the busiest week of your life, all because you felt what I had to share was valuable enough to be worthy of that time. And Doug, I can't tell you, I was moved by that.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I walked away going, wow, that was incredible. Thank you.
Well, yeah. Well, hey, it's all about people. And, I tell people this all the time. Don't ever forget that when you're playing around a disc golf, about 5% of your time is spent throwing the disc. The other 95% of the time is establishing relationships, talking to people, hearing what their ideas are, being human beings together. And I remember that hour that we shared. And you were about to set off on some of your worldwide travels. And yeah, I'm very passionate, both when I was at Dynamic Discs and now that I'm with the PDGA to grow the sport worldwide. And you're one of the movers and shakers in that arena, and it was probably more special for me to meet with you than it was for you to meet with me. So, yeah, I will always remember that little meeting at that little round table that was out on the other side of my desk in the office there at the warehouse. Yep.
I do remember. All right, so we only have like 1 minute. What exciting things are the PDGA doing? What is new coming out next year to grow the sport of disc golf?
Well, we are spending more money in 2026 on youth and education than we ever have. We're really starting to focus on the bottom of what I call the pyramid. The very tip of the pyramid are the Ganon Buhrs and the Missy Ganons who are playing at the top level. But for that level to exist, we need new people playing the game every day, every week in new places all around the world. So we're spending a lot more money on youth and education. We've committed more money to disc golf in Asia. The PDGA Asia Tour is kicking off here, and I think it may have already actually kicked off. It's in the first week in January, first or second week in January. We're committing money to New Zealand and to Australia. Latin America, of course, is a hotbed for disc golf. We're going to continue with our eyes outside of the United States while still looking at the U.S. and finding ways to make it even better here. We're really excited about the World Championships in Detroit, outside of Detroit, where DGLO is played. Nate Heinold, who's running that event, has some big shoes to fill following what UC Maresma did in Finland last summer. So, but I've already seen some things that that team is working on, and I think that at the end of August in Michigan, we are in for a World Championship that will not soon be forgotten.
That is really, really exciting. Well, I can tell you, Doug, every single person who knows you, without exception, was thrilled to hear that you were taking the helm of the PDGA. Everybody believes in you. You've done nothing your whole career other than demonstrate leadership and professionalism and vision and all the things that you want, piloting the ship, right? And so I know this might sound like, 15 minutes of me talking about how great Doug is. And I didn't mean for it to come across that way, but that is also how I feel. So it's my show. It's what I'm going to say. Doug, the PDGA is in good hands. I know there's a lot of changes happening. And I think those changes will always be for the better as long as you're in charge. And so I got all the faith in the world in you, and I just keep making the right decisions moving forward. I love it, man.
I appreciate that. And hey, for all of the disc golfers that are joining this show, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. I hope you have a fantastic day. And I would encourage all of you to give one more gift this year. And that gift would be to find somebody whether they're at your job or down the cul-de-sac or in your apartment complex or someone you go to church with, and take them out and play disc golf for the first time. Show them the magic of the sport that is so awesome. So anyways, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And Scott, thank you so much. It was an honor to be on this show with you.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. It's always good to see you, and I'll see you next year.
See ya.
All right. Now, coming up next is going to be a very dear friend of mine for many years. It's Miss Jennifer Allen.
I'll just do it without it, I guess.
Hello, you're on it.
Hold on. Trying to get my headphones, but we can't do it.
Oh, it sounds
Let me turn
good,
this back up.
You sound great, though. Merry Christmas.
Okay, well then we're just gonna use the computer because I was trying to put my headphones in, and I was trying to share. I'm gonna do that while we're sitting here.
Well, hey, so where are you in Arizona right now?
I am beautiful Arizona.
And you have well, it's a growing family.
It is.
Well, I mean, families tend to do that, but yours is also growing.
It is. I'm
are you-
waiting, anxiously waiting for her arrival.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a current tense, not past tense. It's a in the process of growing family.
Yes.
That's really, really fun.
Cheers. Merry Christmas to everyone. Morning mimosas.
Morning mimosas. So I love it. I mean, first off, I'm going to share something. And not that it's competitive, but since every single person on this show is competitive, we can talk a fraction of competition. My post that you were going to be on got the most emotes, for whatever that's worth. More
This is
people.
probably the picture.
It was awesome. No, everyone loves you, Jen. I mean, you've been around we knew each other in the 90s, or we first met in the 90s, right?
Yeah, 2000 probably. Unless you were at AM Worlds in 99 in Kansas City.
I was there.
I remember you there because you did a distance thing at Rosedale.
Yeah, you're right. I did. And I did. And then, wait, were you there when I got hit with the disc?
Possibly. I mean,
Okay.
I was there. It's like what all I remember, who knows?
Okay. No, you'd remember. I got hit with a full speed backhand throw from like 9 feet right in the chest.
Oh, no, I do not remember that.
No, you would remember it because it was hilarious.
And painful.
Yeah, later it did. At the moment, it didn't hurt. Then with the adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it is true. That's very true.
So you've been out there for years now. Like, what is the plan? I mean, are you still going strong? I mean, are you still back out next year doing the same old? I mean, living this like crazy dream, or?
Yeah, it'll be a mixture. I have not set my schedule. I've not signed up for my disc golf tour card, which I will, because there's definitely a handful of events that I want to play. It'll be like last year. I didn't get a full card last year. I only picked like 6 events, I think, last year that I played. But it's almost all we can do when we're playing Masters majors too. So I'm playing 6 majors every year. So between pro majors and Masters majors, that's 6 weeks of golf. And usually like Worlds, we spend like 2 weeks there. So, I mean, that's a lot just on those majors. And then like there's the events that I never want to miss. And I don't know when I get to that point when I start to leave them, it'll be so sad. But like Portland is always one of my favorites. The Preserve is always a favorite. I love Music City. I'm sad we're not going to Music City this year. But I will be staying home babysitting my sweet little Ellie for New Orleans. So I'll be gone all of March. I won't be participating in March.
Okay,
there,
so
on tour.
Sure. Well, I mean, you still have a career, yes?
I mean, I still have my degree and I still have my license. The last, I think, 2 years, I have not actually physically worked in healthcare, besides like helping friends here and there along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a question for you, and I hope I can ask this tactfully.
Sure.
As an older player, relative to the
Which
rest
we
of the
are.
tour, as we are, I know. I said I'm going to do it tactfully. It's usually tonality and pacing of the question. You're not old, but on the pro tour,
Getting there.
but on the pro tour, yeah. I mean, you and Owen are older players.
At Worlds, I was competing against girls who are 30 years younger than me. 30 years younger than me.
Oh, I clap because I know how you feel. So yes, I'm with you.
We're old.
Okay. All right. So then I'll say it. We're old, but you've kept in really good shape. It seems like, and maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you've been relatively injury free.
My elbow, when I was really like you quit your full-time job and you feel like this pressure, like, oh, I've got to and like you said, the competitive nature of us, like you feel like, well, if this is my job, I'm given 120%. And I was like, practice, practice, practice. And I'm double jointed and I have 2 pins in this elbow anyways. And so I was practicing putting and just that many reps in a row, I was continued to hyperextend my elbow. And so I irritated my elbow. I did not hurt my elbow with a throw. I did not do anything, but I have an old injury from gymnastics elbow. And so the hyperextension just really irritated it. And it took me quite a while to get it to calm down. I've changed my putting technique and pretty much it gets irritated here and there. Like my son and I did like this little ace race challenge. And so we didn't like ace race 150-foot holes. Like my one ace was like at 325 and the other chain out was like at 300. Like we were throwing and we did 10 shots at 10 baskets and we just kind of picked distances, but none of them were, rarely was it under 200 feet. So like throwing that many hard shots in a row irritated it and I had to like calm down for a couple of days. But other than the elbow, the low back, when the unfortunate incident with the chiropractor on tour in Portland kind of injured that for me, and because I never really had a back injury before. And when you're older, like just little tweaks here and there will get you. Like you wake up and you're like, that doesn't feel perfect today. So yeah, other than like an elbow from childhood basically, and a back that, has taken a lot of damage, I'm pretty healthy. I try to stay very fit. I try to stay very active. And hopefully I can play as long as, some of our legend friends we hung out with a couple of weeks ago.
Right. So you are in the conversation for the farthest throwing FPO player of all time. I never like tag anybody. I like the GOAT conversation more than the GOAT assignment. Because I think the conversation is way more fun. But you're in the conversation. Who are the farthest throwing FPO players out there right now? In your opinion.
Right. Well, clearly Taylor and Ella, I think have to be the front runners. I'm trying to think who else has won. Paige and I always year after year, every world championships, I can remember, because I didn't go to world championships for a long time because of the kids, because of my career. That was a lot to take off to go to a world championship. I just played kind of all the big events locally. But I remember once I started going, every year it was like Paige and I, one time we landed the same, they made us throw off. So Paige has to be thrown in there with the farthest thrower, I would think.
Ezra
for sure. Absolutely. Hannah and Evelina always are right there in a distance competition. And I want to say there's one of our newer upcoming Europeans that is also a very far thrower. Name's not popping to me right now, but I can't remember which one, but one of them is also known for distance. She was at Heidi.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, we've got another European that's extremely well, but there's always this handful. I will say the last couple of distance competitions I have not even competed in. And it's not because I can't throw as far as I used to, which is 100% true. It was more that I was focused on the weekly competition, and with like a bad elbow and with, things that weren't feeling 100%, there was no reason for me to go out there and try to prove a point to my ego or anyone else's that, hey, look, I used to be able to throw far. So it was always just like trying to make an educated decision of what was best, and for that week and the goal of the week. And the goal of the week at those competitions is the actual competition, not the distance competition. So
it's funny that you say that because, back in the 90s when I threw at my farthest, none of the top distance throwers in the world were at PDGA Worlds. I mean, it was there was distance.
Well, I mean, same thing. So, you know, Wiggins, we don't get to see him out a lot. He's known for distance.
Right. Yeah. Because
He is a good golfer. He just doesn't really play that sport.
Yeah, he's a distance thrower. Yeah. So I went out to WIFDF World Distance Championships every year against Chris Vogt and Christian Sandstrom and Peter Alberts and Nicolas Bergeham, and like these were the monsters back then of distance. And then at PDGA Worlds, they would have a long drive competition. I never entered because I was like, I'm here for golf. Like that's not. I'm not
exactly.
I mean, it's just not even what I would. That wasn't. Yeah, it was just a different thing. Nowadays it ain't the case. I mean, so I would say Wiggins would be almost the exception. The farthest throwing people out there, I think, are mostly going to be on the course now.
For sure. Like,
I mean, Anthony Barella and they're ridiculous.
It's unreal. He can throw a mini farther than most people can ever throw anything.
Oh, AB?
Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't do that. It's so bad for your elbow. There's my one old man, nervous for the kids warning. Don't throw minis hard, anybody, ever.
You know, it's so crazy. So I hold the mini record too. I hold 2 records. I hold the mini record and the distance record. I broke the distance record first throw, which was kind of nice because then I didn't have to throw hard again.
Right.
We didn't throw distance at all day 2, and I threw 1 shot on day 3, and I was like, 70-mile-per-hour wind. It wasn't 70, but it was so windy, literally. And I give this major speech every single year. People are like, oh, well, he broke that record because of the wind. I saw maybe 4 shots go farther than they usually throw in that wind. Everything was smashed down. Like, to throw in a strong wind, people do not understand how challenging. Like, the angle has to be precise in a very strong wind. And so I threw 1 shot. It got smashed down. I was like, forget that. I'm going to go rest. And so I really only threw day 1, those three shots, 15 shots. Day 2, we had some fun. The girls went out, and because there was no wind at all. And I broke the mini record. First time I've ever power gripped a mini and just ripped it. It was super fun. It was like 310 feet. That still holds true, I think. And then almost broke the overhand throw. I was like 0.3 short. And that's actually what I was stupid. So our ego, being a little bit younger back then, 10 years ago, I was like, I can grunt and get 0.3. Like, I don't even throw this shot. And threw hyperextended the elbow and was pretty much done for a while because of trying to beat that record. But yeah, those people don't think about those other shots that are not as anatomically sound for our body. Right. Like we shouldn't do them all the time.
No. When I work with people, when I do any type of drill where there's not a disc in the hand, I'm like, you got to be careful. There's no resistance. There's no weight resisting your motion. You will hurt your shoulder if you do it full speed. Yeah. It's God, time just flies. And
fly by.
I need to
who's after me? We can push them back.
No. I'm going to let you get back to your family. Go enjoy the holidays. Thank you as always. I love you, Jennifer. You're one of my favorites out there.
Thank you. Taking a slow morning. Ellie doesn't get here for a 3 more hours. So.
Okay. Well, just enjoy your day. Just enjoy the family, and look forward to seeing you all. We'll see each other again. It's been weeks since I've seen you, so
I know. What an incredible time!
It was perfect.
I feel so bad for anyone who was not there.
Yeah, it was really amazing. All right, thanks. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Hokom. Merry Christmas. We keep going. Hokom, you got your mimosa?
What's that? Oh,
you have your mimosa?
I'm sporting some coconut water today.
The coconut water.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Merry Christmas, Jen.
She still has her PJs on too, though. So.
Oh, actually, I put this special shirt on. They're not my PJs.
Okay.
All
right.
Excellent.
I like it. Like it. Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas.
Sarah, welcome.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
God, thanks for having me.
Of course, it was so great to have you on. I've wanted to do something with you ever since I shot the most incredible interview with you in Emporia, Kansas, in the rain under an umbrella, and it turned out that the rain hitting the umbrella was so loud we couldn't use it. And I wanted to do something with you for like the past ever since, and then now you're on. So it's about time we got back on.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then Raven's on here with us. Say hello, Bubba's. This is my
Hello.
dog, Raven.
Hello,
She's
Raven.
She's about to turn 6.
Nice. Well, congratulations on making it to 42 in dog years.
Right? It's pretty good.
Yeah, you're now a master's level dog.
Right? We're now the same age.
It's amazing, right? Hey, so you're like incredible. Like you've been out there for, well, first off, for those of you guys who don't know, Sarah is a PDGA world champion, a multiple time US women's champion. But you also are a longevity champion. I mean, you've been out there for a long time now.
Yeah, I played my first like big elite event in 2008 at the Maple. It was actually called the Vibram Open back then. It was the first year of the Vibram. And that was like my introduction into tour life. And I was in love and I haven't looked back since.
That's incredible. And are you looking forward at this point? I mean, because you're still competitive. I mean, you're still out there. You got a great sponsor. You got, people like supporting you and rooting you on. Are you still looking like, hey, I got years in front of me. My best years are still to come. What's the thought process at this point in your career?
I would say that my highest rated golf is probably behind me. But I do think that I have ways I can improve my game in certain ways, although my physical limitations have certainly come to light over the last couple of years. So I definitely think that I have a lot to still learn and improve on in my game. But I do think that maybe my best rated rounds are probably behind me. Which is kind of sad to say, but it's also okay because that's how life works as we age. And I'm proud to still be able to play. And then I'm kind of pivoting towards the media side and kind of trying to do some other things outside of just the competitive player side to kind of push the sport in a different way.
Okay, so now I have a question. I mentioned to Jennifer, I don't like using the term GOAT. I prefer GOAT conversation. It's more fun to bring more people in. Obviously, you're in the FPO sidearm GOAT conversation, and with many people saying GOAT, right? But I prefer conversation. When you were out there, when you first started playing these big tournaments, you had the best FPO sidearm out there, I believe, right?
I mean, I would say Sarah Cunningham, then was Sarah Stanhope. She was known for her sidearm, and she won a world title with that sidearm as well.
Okay, so there were a couple others, and I know you're humble. Like you've always been humble. Every time we talk about it, you don't like calling yourself that. Let other people call you that. But so she was up there with you. But were you two of the only two out there that were like really crushing the sidearm? Because nowadays, there's a lot of FPO players with wicked sidearms. But back then, were you the only two real big ones off the tee?
That I can think of at the top of my head right now. There were probably a few others that had decent sidearms. I'm maybe not thinking of them, but certainly the Sarahs. People would, if they got a card with both of the Sarahs, they'd be confused because we both named Sarah and we both throw sidearms. And for a fair amount of time, I was wintering in the Southeast, and she's from South Carolina, so we would get mistaken for each other all the time. In fact, I was like warming up at the Angry Beaver one day in the Charlotte area, and someone's come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Sarah!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's me." And they're like, "World champion!" I was like, "Oh no, that's the other Sarah that throws sidearms." So I would definitely been mistaken for her early in my career, but now she went. We also were science teachers at the same time too, which was the weird parallels.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
she went on the science teacher baby train. I went on the full-time tour train.
Right. Kind of radically different life paths at that point.
Maybe exactly opposite.
exact opposite. So who are the top FPO sidearm players now? I mean, there's a couple obvious ones, but I'll ask you, like when you watch the players throw, you have to be pretty in awe of the level now. I mean, there's a lot of good sidearms. Like who are the ones that are most impressed, that most impress you?
Well, I would say, I mean, we got to put Jessica Weiss right at the top of that conversation.
Yeah.
Not only for the power, but also she has a lot of angles. And I think that that's where we have like, you've got, I mean, obviously like Ella and Holland and Own even for sure. Some of those top ladies that have really good sidearms. I mean, we got to put Evelina in there for sure. But some of those ladies with those top sidearms, they throw them really far and really, really well, but they also still working on like developing more angles. So it's kind of like they still have like extra gears still in that skill that, I'm seeing either a lot of like hyzers or just like anhyzers or flat shots. You don't see a lot of variation and don't see a lot of like flip ups and like woods movement yet, which Jess has that now. She has had that. So I think we have to keep all of them in the conversation because they're all still playing and they all still have that like ability to create all those more of those shots that I think would actually put them fully in the GOAT position.
Okay. Yeah. So, and yeah, still getting better. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things when I was touring in the 90s, like I was the only player in the world throwing sidearms off the T-pad. And I told everybody the only reason that you all can get away with not having a sidearm is because no one else does either. Eventually, everyone's going to have a sidearm, and you're gonna have to, or else you're going to fall behind. And eventually, that's what kind of happened. There had to be the same. Or it's kind of in that transition right now in FPO, right? I mean, we're like you can still kind of get away with not having it if you're skilled in other areas, but you're starting to fall behind if you don't have every shot. Would you agree?
Yeah, I definitely see. I mean, even Silva mentioned in her post-season interviews this year that she's going to start working on her sidearm. So, I mean, we've seen the people who've been obstinate about it. I mean, I'm obviously the other side obstinate about throwing backhands. But like on the men's side, like Conrad doesn't throw sidearms, and he's fine with that. And that, he seems to do just fine with it. So there are a few over there that only do the one thing. And then like Chandler Kramer on the sidearm side of things, only throws sidearms. And even though I know, and he knows he does throw backhands, but people act like that he does it similar to me, But I do think that the women's side is evolving. Like one thing that has always been kind of like a little thorn in my side as a female who throws sidearms is that it feels like on the what I would get a lot of like flack for not throwing backhands, like you're like, why don't you just throw a backhand? It's so much easier. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then on my competitors would only throw backhands their whole career, and people would never say, why don't you throw sidearms? Like, so I kind of,
I would say it.
So I would get a lot of crap for only throwing sidearms, but they would never get crap for only throwing backhand. So I like now that they're starting to get crap for not throwing any sidearms. So I'm appreciating this evolution a bit so that we can have
crap.
Yeah, I'm still fine with people giving me crap for not throwing backhands. That's fine, but at least give it evenly crap. You must have even crapping.
So it's basically it comes down to math.
Yes. The math wasn't mathing, and it's starting to math. So that's good. I appreciate
now
that.
it's starting math. No, that's fair enough. Yeah. No. So your background for your sidearm, you're a monster athlete. Like, I mean, you come from other sports.
Yeah, I've been an athlete my whole life, and it's been like, just such a blessing to be able to play sports and just all the lessons it's taught me. But early in my career, I played softball since I was like walking. And then I think in volleyball it came into play in my my high school, and then I played in college. And then I didn't find disc golf until after college. But my sidearm really comes, I think, from my softball years. I think from like the fielding a ball from shortstop and then like a quick throw to first base. I think that's pretty much exactly how I throw. So
yeah, I think people would probably guess that watching the form that's probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just, I think people talk about how low I get into the shot. And for me, that is just like the mechanics of how my body creates power to propel something, and that's going to be with a little bit more focus on the lower body.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that I teach is that there's the fundamental laws of physics, which, as far as technique, that trumps everything. There's certain things that you must do, but after you do the things that are based on physics, there has to be a range of different motions based on individual bodies. We're not all built the same. Like, if we were all built the same, every baseball pitcher would have the exact identical delivery off the mound, and they don't. They all have different arm slots.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there should be one. If they were all if they were all clones of each other, everybody would find one optimal arm slot. They would all throw from there. You couldn't compete if you didn't. The reason they don't is because of different bodies. So there has to be some range, or flexibility for the individual. So
yeah, that makes sense. Especially
when I look at you throw, I think the same thing. I think she throws really low, but I also am not looking under your skin, looking at your shoulder socket. I can't see how your body moves. And so it doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong for you.
That's right. Yeah. And you'd think like with baseball, they have unlimited resources, whereas disc golf, we're like, I don't know, we're trying to make it work. But baseball with unlimited resources, like you said, you think they would have this like exact thing figured out with all the science and sports science they have to work it out, but they don't. They do, but it's just, there is variation. And so I always try to like people, when I teach sidearm, I'm always trying to work with what people already have and what their body says they can do. So
yeah, well, you do a lot of teaching too. I mean, I know you do a lot of clinics and teaching.
Yeah, mostly I just teach sidearm.
Right, it's fair.
Yeah. I don't try to teach other skills. I mean, I can help people if I see something, but I do just stick to the thing I know the best.
Well, but it's great. I mean, that's what you should do. I mean, I think that's really smart. And you also do a lot of the classes with, I've seen you advertise, if I'm not mistaken, like with Holland or with Ella or with other people, right?
Yeah, well, we did, me and a few of my real good friends on tour did some super mega clinics this year. It was Kat Merch, Rebecca Cox, Leah Sinagini, and Owen Scoggins joined us for a couple as well. So that was our little crew, and we all took a different skill. We had a ton of great people come out, and we split up into different groups, and then we play a fun doubles round afterwards. So it was, I think we did a handful of them, 5 or 6 of them this year. It was fun.
I love that. It's a great way of, the business of disc golf, besides just prize money and sponsorship, there's a business out there you can also run as well. So I'm always happy to see everybody out there hustling.
Well, and it's not even just that. It's like when we're on tour, there's 50 women and 150 guys, and there's all these spectators trying to vie for positions in the tournament and go to all these extra little things. And as a player like me, I don't get to have those personal connections with the folks, even at the tournaments these days. Like we have to run these extra little things or do these little meet and greets and stuff to actually like meet people and talk to people and like work with people. So that's a real benefit, I think, is that we get these personal connections and it really means a lot to people. And it means a lot to us that people care enough to come out and are like just excited to try to improve their skills and or just meet other people and build community.
Yep, I love that. And I know that really matters a lot to you, growing the sport and promoting the game and promoting the women's game has been a big thing for you. Yeah. And I love that. Hey, guess what? Our time's up already. And I promised everybody I'll let them get back to Christmas on time. So
sounds good.
Any messages you want to send out to the fans and friends out there?
Mostly just, hug your loved ones. Sometimes Christmas is rough because you're dealing with maybe some health issues or you've lost someone this year and you don't get to see them. So hug the ones close to you, tell them you love them. And I hope y'all have a really lovely next year. And I'm going to New Zealand in like a week. So check out that Down Under footage, and support that tour. So I can't wait to see everybody out there.
Sounds good. All right. Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Merry Christmas.
And we'll see you next year sometime, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, you guys. I decided to bring my body double on.
Heck yeah,
what's up, Ezra Aderhold? How are you doing, man?
Good, Scott. How are you? Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas to you too. I'm so happy you joined.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for letting me make that post where I was comparing a 56-year-old with a 28-year-old. I thought it was hilarious.
No, I thought it was great. Yeah, I thought that was really funny. People seem to enjoy it.
It is. It's very, people like self-deprecating. I'm like, I've hit this. I've hit the age where every single compliment someone pays me, either is followed by for your age, like, oh, you throw far for your age. Oh, you look really good for your age. Or if they don't say the words, I know they're thinking it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. Hey,
I don't even think it was self-deprecating though. Like, I think you looked great. Like, honestly, it was a little bit of a thirst trap for both of us. So I don't know. I think it worked out good.
Okay, well, for my age, but I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. I work hard. Hey, so I had to have you on.
Thank you.
I'm don't want to be like a one-hit wonder and just talk about just one thing and one thing only. But there's one thing I really need to talk to you about, and I think you probably know what it is. I've written you about a bunch about it. You shot a round of golf at the World Championships this year.
Yes.
And I hope you're not sick of talking about it because.
No.
Okay, good. For those of you who don't know, Ezra shot a 14 under at the Tampere disc golf course. I want to just speak on this, but then I want to ask you about this round. So I personally, I'm a believer in the rating system. It is all mathematical based. And so when you make the argument that the greatest round ever shot is also the highest rated round, I would never push back against that because there's a lot of reasons why that carries weight. So that's the math. Emotionally, in my mind, I think Paul's 18 under and I think that round are the two rounds emotionally that feel like the greatest rounds of disc golf ever shot. And the reason I feel like this, Ezra, and I've told you this, but the reason why is that even though you shot that round, I still don't believe it's possible to shoot 14 under on that course. Like, you cannot convince me that that is something that a disc golfer can do, even though you did it.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, like, I would kind of think the same thing. Like, going into that event, I didn't think anyone would come close to that.
did you think
So-
double digits? Were you thinking that? Maybe?
I think if someone would really shred, they would maybe shoot double digits. I mean, I think before that event, the like the course record I think was 9
Yeah.
or maybe 8. I think Yona had it, or maybe I think maybe Yona had like a 9 under. That was like the course record. So I didn't think anyone would shoot 14, and then I certainly didn't think I was going to be the one to shoot 14 if I did know someone was going to shoot 14 because practice was going so bad for me. So somehow the stars
Really?
aligned, and I got my Christmas present early this year on shot the 14.
So I have to ask. So first off, right off the bat, I don't even know, like, hole one, like, did you birdie hole one? I'm not gonna go hole by hole, everybody, but hole one is one of the most difficult starting holes in the history of disc golf.
Yeah.
Did you start off with a birdie on that hole?
I don't think so. No, I got my tee shot inbounds, which was really nice because that fairway is extremely tight.
Yes.
And then I threw a good second shot as well, but I think I had a long putt. It's so long now. I should remember it better, but I think I had like a 50, 60 foot putt that I did not make. And then I think I birdied hole 2 and 3. And then it kind of started to roll from there a little bit. We got to the front 9 and I was like, oh wow, I think I was like 5 down. It's like I shredded the front 9 and then missed a putt on 10 and then got the rest of them somehow.
It was just utterly ridiculous. So at some point you knew you were getting close to double digits. Were you thinking, oh my God, I might get the record? I mean, do you pay attention to your score? I mean, everybody's different.
No, I mean, usually it's just in my head, if anything. So I'm not like looking at my phone. But I can usually I usually have a pretty good grasp on where I'm at as far as the score goes. For that round, I knew I was playing good for the first half of it. And then a few holes into the back 9, once I got a couple more, then it was like, okay, this could be a special round if I finish out strong. So then like some of those nerves kind of creep up as far as like you kind of feel like you owe it to disc golf almost to like try to finish strong and like have something special happen. So then the last like probably 3 or 4 or 5 holes was kind of those feelings. 17, I had a 25 foot putt on 17. That was just absolutely terrifying. I felt like I had to make it just for the sake of disc golf even.
Yeah. Well, okay. So finishing out strong on that course means don't double bogey. Like, it's not birdie. Finishing out strong means don't fall apart. Yeah. Are you thinking more at that point, I need to get birdies, or are you thinking don't screw this up and like have a blow up hole?
No, I mean, it was still kind of all gas. I think the way most of disc golf is set up is like you kind of just play aggressive all the time, no matter what. Those are obviously some holes on tour where you can play more conservative, but like for most of those holes, even down the stretch, it's like hole 16 is that par 5, kind of up the hill and then down. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm playing that hole aggressive either way. I'm trying to get up into the good landing zone and then attacking from there. And then like the next hole 17, it's like you have to just hit that gap. You have to get as aggressive as you can and try to get out that gap. And then you're just going to throw a second shot. 18, obviously a par 3. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, I obviously didn't want to blow up, but I was just sticking to my game plan as far as trying to throw the right shots to get myself potential for birdies.
Well, once you hit the gap on 17, like you can still blow up on 17 and 18 with putts, right? Both of those putts can go long.
Totally.
Okay, so you get to the last hole. You're 13 under, and you have a putt. Like if you miss it, you could easily bogey. You could easily double bogey if you like whiff it a couple times. Yep. And I watched that putt, Ezra, and you didn't take anything off of it. No. So were you thinking to yourself, hey, why don't I just float this one in? If I make it good, if I miss it, I'm 13 under. Did that even cross your mind to just kind of go a little more conservative on that putt?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the score, but I knew a birdie or a par would be a fantastic round. I knew that would be the course record by a lot. By
a lot.
Walking up, like after my tee shot wasn't that bad, but it just caught the edge and then got that little trickle roll off to the right side. So I was a little bummed with that. But then as I was walking up, I had like the thought crossed my mind of laying it up. And then I was just like, no, I kicked it out of my head pretty quickly. Like once it popped in, and then I was like, no, I can't do that. I was like, I'm gonna run the putt. I've made everything else today, for the most part. Yeah, and I was like, even if I miss, chances are I hit the basket and then stiff, even though I don't even know if that's true, because it is on that mound so well to where a lot of times if it does hit the basket, it will just roll away. And like you said, you can get a bogey or double pretty quick. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt like I had to run it. I was like, I felt like the risk reward was there. I was like, that one extra stroke makes the round quite a bit better than if I would like lay it up, you know.
So I'm gonna go back to something you probably don't remember. Hole 1 at Texas State. I'm shooting with you on hole 1, and that's the hole that's up on that pyramid. And I remember doing the math, and I did the math on that hole for me. And I said, if I'm on the pyramid, obviously you're going for it. And I said, if I'm at the base of the pyramid, I'm definitely obviously going for it from the ground. But 5 or 6 feet away from the pyramid, that's where the math changes to lay it up. I'm just calculating risk reward.
Yeah.
And you were like 20 feet from the base of the pyramid. It's 100% a layup situation, especially the first hole. If you don't want to bogey the first hole to get off, and you gunned it full speed and made the putt.
I don't remember that at all, actually.
What?
I don't remember that at all.
What you said how the exact words you said, you can't win if you don't get birdies.
True. That's true, I guess. I didn't win that event though, so.
No. I don't remember if it was around. Maybe it was just a practice round. But I remember shooting with you.
Yeah.
We haven't played many practice rounds together, I don't think. So that's why I thought it was the tournament. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I remember you going for it, and you know what? I'm sorry. I think it was a practice round because I remember saying, no, it was a practice round. Because I said to you, would you go for that in the tournament the same way? And you said, absolutely, I would. You can't win without birdies. That's what it was. So then when all of a sudden, hey, put your money where your mouth is, buddy. Let's see you do it when the greatest round in disc golf history is on the line, and you put your money where your mouth was and you did it.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, it's definitely situational. It sounds like in the Texas State analogy, I think that's definitely the wise decision is probably a layup. So maybe the younger version of myself wasn't as experienced, and maybe he was running everything.
The wise decision. But you know what, though? I mean, it's hard to win making wise decisions when everybody else is so good and aggressive. All right, I want to talk about one more thing, Ezra, because that wasn't, I don't know if that was your highlight of the year, but it was, I think, one of 2. You also had another highlight in Des Moines.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of my life so far. I mean, that was like one of the biggest dreams I've had, for the last decade or so. And then so to have that actually finally happen and to have kind of all the things line up correctly to where I played really well, and then things I didn't get unlucky enough to like take me out of it, and nobody else like had some crazy pop off round to take the win from me. So a lot of things lined up really well. I had my brother on the bag caddying for me, so that just added to it, and I think made it more possible. So yeah, the round at Tampa Bay was pretty special for sure, but the win definitely caps it for me.
I've had course records, and my wins are always bigger than course records for me too, even though the course records I still count. So I'm on the same page. At that tournament, it was the Des Moines Challenge. That was your first Disc Golf Pro Tour win, and not your last. There's more coming, but the first one, you got like the monkey off the back, the expression. Where were you sitting going into that final round?
I think I had a 2-stroke lead
over
Calvin. Yeah, so
that's not fun.
Calvin and I both popped off pretty well the first round. I think he had me by a stick going into the second round. And in the second round, I shot like an 8 down, which was still solid because it was windy. I think Calvin shot like he didn't play as good. So I think I had a couple strokes to play with going into the final round.
Okay, but did you lead the whole round, or did he catch up to you? Like what happened? Like quick, we got just a couple minutes, but how did that last round go?
Yeah, I boarded the first 5 holes, which was kind of a dream scenario stall. So after 5 holes, I think I gained maybe like 3 strokes on my card mates. I didn't know at the time Adam was actually the one chasing. He pushed really hard from chase card. So I'm not sure how close he got throughout the round, maybe within 1 or 2. But as far as my card mates go, I think the closest was probably at 2 strokes. After 5 holes, I did make a couple mistakes and lost a little bit of momentum, and then on hole 10, I think I kind of picked it back up again. So
hole 6 is the first one over the water, correct? Wait.
4 is over the water, 5 is the par 3, and then 6 is like that little dogleg right.
Okay, gotcha. That's right. Okay, so you had a little bit of cushion.
Yeah.
I always like to know. I mean, were you nervous to start the round? Did you get nervous during the round? What was the emotion? When did it change during the round?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I really tried to subdue my emotions. So like on hole 5, I had a chain out for an ace, which was kind of an exciting moment. But I really tried to like not let the high emotion get to me. So I tried to stay as mellow as possible throughout it. Just because I feel like that can help. And it was nice I was able to do that. I mean, sometimes you kind of try to do that every tournament you play, and then sometimes it's not as possible. I can remember it was kind of funny before the first round of the event. We get up to the hole 1, and my brother was caddying for him. I'm like, bro, I don't know what it is. I'm in a bad mood. Like I was just like, I started off the round kind of just like a little pissed off. I don't know why. But then like I don't know, he walked out. But it's just kind of funny how like I feel like a lot of people think the mental game is different than what it is. It's like you wouldn't think that's the mindset you'd have going into a round that you end up winning the event of.
I've never seen you in a bad mood. I've known you
that day. Yeah, I don't know.
That's actually really funny. Well, just because you feel that way doesn't mean you're showing it to people either.
Yeah, it's true.
I've always said like the difference. I always said like every top athlete is arrogant, egotistical, cocky. The difference is if you keep your mouth shut, you're still a nice guy. Right. But inside your head, we're all out there thinking the same thing, which is I'm going to be, I'm better than you. I'm going to like, we all feel that way. You just can't say the words. Right.
It's true. And you kind of have to have that level of confidence, I feel like, in order to succeed. But then, you can definitely, the way you display it can have a little variance.
Absolutely. Wow. I can't believe we're out of time already, but I just want 15 minutes from everybody. And so you have a quick message to send out to your friends and family fans.
Merry Christmas, thanks for all the support, of course. And enjoy the day.
Hey, all right. Hey, I'm a huge fan. I can't wait to watch you. You got a bunch of wins coming up, and I'll root for you every time, Ezra.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks for having me on, man. This is fun.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We got a couple special guests coming on now. We have. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Peter Luna. And hello, Andrea.
Hey.
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
How are you guys doing? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, guys. So this is Peter and Andrea. They are the first two sponsor players of the Blue Power Disc Golf Team, and yes, you guys are the first two, and they have a mission because they are helping me tell the entire world that who is disc golf for?
Everybody. Say everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Disc golf is for everyone. Everyone can play disc golf.
Mhm.
Yes. And the reason you're on the show isn't just because you're my friends, but also you both work really hard and practice a lot, and you've gotten really good at disc golf. Congratulations, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you. Okay, so all right, we don't have to talk about disc golf anymore. Let's talk about Christmas. Have you guys opened any presents today?
We opened our stockings and we opened at the White Elephant Exchange.
You did your gift exchange.
Uh-huh.
Did you get any good presents?
I think I got a bingo of penguins.
Ooh,
That's so cool. That is so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Peter? Did you get any presents today?
Yes.
What did you get? What's
I
your
thought
favorite present?
I thought it's a drum sample.
Symbols for his drums.
You got symbols for your drum?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I bet you're gonna drive mom crazy.
Maybe.
Maybe, definitely.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so much fun. Do you like playing drums, Peter?
Yes.
Say I'm in a band.
Well, I've seen you dance, so I bet you're pretty
in a
good at
band.
drums too. And you're in the band, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And
Look at my nose.
have you given any presents that nobody's opened yet? Don't give away any secrets, but is it fun to buy presents for people too?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you enjoy wrapping the presents and making the cards and everything too?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. I think it's as much fun to give presents as get presents.
That's
Now-
how. You like my nose?
It's what?
Do you see me like my nose?
I can't see the. Oh, I can't see. There's something blocking the screen right across the middle. Hold on. Let me see if I can click on it. Oh, I see. Oh my! I didn't realize I could do this the whole time. I love it. I know what that nose is. That's Prancer.
Yeah.
Is that Prancer?
Rudolph.
Oh, it's Rudolph. Oh, I always get those two. Well, they look very similar except for the nose, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Now I have another really important question for you guys. What about the food? Are you eating good food today?
Yeah. Cookie.
What are you guys eating? What kind of special food are you having for Christmas?
Ham.
Eating ham?
Yes.
And what about you, Andrea?
I think
Cinnamon rolls.
cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
Uh-huh.
And do you like ham also?
Mm-hmm. Both.
And Peter, do you like cinnamon rolls?
Yeah.
What about a ham sandwich, but instead of bread, you make it with cinnamon rolls? Would that be good?
No.
It's a Christmas cookie.
No.
It's like a Christmas cookie. So we got one yes and one no. Okay. That's okay. Did you build any gingerbread houses?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Not yet.
Not yet. So you did, and you're going to. And
Maybe.
I have a question for Peter. When
Yeah.
you build a gingerbread house, is it really hard to not eat the house while you're building the house?
Say I eat the candies.
That's a candy.
Is it hard to not eat the roof?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Andrea, is it also hard to not eat the house?
Uh-huh.
No, I understand. So I want to ask Andrea about some of your other hobbies. So you're an expert at jigsaw puzzles, right?
Uh-huh.
How many puzzles do you do? Do you do puzzles every week or all the time?
I think 4.
About one a week.
1.
About one a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do the same puzzle more than once?
No.
So it's only one time per puzzle. Do you have a favorite puzzle you've ever made?
I think animals.
You like the puzzles with animals?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite animals?
My dog.
Your dog? Have you ever made a jigsaw puzzle with your dog?
No.
No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
What about other animals on the puzzles? Are there what type of animals do you like the best?
Cat.
You like cat puzzles too?
Uh-huh.
I like cats a lot. I've had so many cats in my life. I love cats.
Oh.
Yeah, I love cats. What about you, Peter? What are your other hobbies? I know some of them. I know you do weightlifting and you do a bunch of Special Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Snowshoeing.
And what's your favorite? What's your favorite aside from disc golf? What's your favorite sport to play?
Disc golf.
Disc golf. Okay, we'll go with that.
Bowling,
Bowling.
snowshoeing,
Snowshoeing.
golf.
What's yours?
Golf. Swimming.
And you like swimming, Andrea.
Uh-huh.
And do you like disc golf?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like to play in the winter or is it too cold?
I think too cold.
Is it too cold? Peter, do you like the winter golf?
Just the snowshoes.
You play in snowshoes.
Yeah.
So Peter's up in New York. It's a lot colder than Nebraska, even though Nebraska is really cold in the winter, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to play in snowshoes. I love that. What is let's talk about disc golf then. I want to ask each of you, what is your favorite thing about disc golf?
Aces.
You like getting aces. How many aces do you have?
35.
35 aces. And a whole bunch of those are on video. And a lot of people have seen you get aces. So you like to throw until you get aces. Yeah. That's so good. Now, what about you, Peter? What's your favorite part of disc golf?
I'll visit with my friends.
With your friends.
Yeah.
And you're part of a disc golf club. What's the disc golf club called, Peter?
The disc buddy Down syndrome.
Yes, there's the Down syndrome disc buddies of Geneva, New York, or Finger Lakes, New York, right?
Yep.
Can you do me a really big favor, Peter? When you see your friends, tell them all Merry Christmas from me.
Yeah.
We've golfed together a few times. I've golfed with Andrea also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, isn't that great? Maybe someday you guys can golf together too. Would be fun.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys I think you would do really, really, really great. So your favorite part about disc golf is getting aces, Andrea. But you also have a really special relationship with your dad playing disc golf. Is he your favorite disc golf partner to play with?
Yep.
Hey, how was Merry Christmas? You can join. You can come on, Dad.
Here we are.
We really enjoyed getting to meet you guys earlier this year. Oh, Peter just said hello.
Oh, we loved having you. It was a great time.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and that was some good food. That was really great.
Yep.
So I have a question as a dad. When you discovered disc golf with Andrea, that must have been really special to find something that she really liked to do with you.
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, we've done other things together, but no point in us swimming together because she swims so much better than I do. It takes all the fun out of it.
She nods her head.
Yeah. So the disc golf we do probably almost every day. We play together.
Almost every day. That's great. And it's really good exercise, huh, Andrea? Yeah, and you have the course right across from your house.
Yeah, right in the backyard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's your backyard course. Now, by the way, Dad, you can brag a little too. How many aces do you have?
Yeah, I've got over 300, but the holes on our course are pretty short.
They're still holes.
I throw a lot of discs, but it's still exciting to see them go in the basket. I've got 98 this year, so We're in Iowa visiting family right now, but when we get back home, I've got a few days to try to get another couple of aces. Maybe I'll get the last one with a wren, which would be pretty cool.
That would be amazing. No, I think it's great that you guys got this great activity. And Peter, is your mom there?
Yes.
Can mom pop her head in and say hello? Hello, mom. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
It's so great to
Merry
see you guys. We
Christmas.
had so much fun with you this year.
We did.
We actually we met you in Cleveland of all places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember that day, Peter?
Yeah.
So that was such a great day, right? We had so much fun.
He loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because mom was busy and we're like, yeah, well, we got Peter. Peter's good. We went out to, do you remember where we had lunch, Peter?
Yes.
Where?
Chinese.
Uh,
Right? Chinese buffet.
No, Arby's.
Oh, you had lunch before.
yes.
You joined me. I don't know then.
Oh, that's right. We got it for dinner afterwards too. I think Arby's was really good. Although there's something about a home cooked meal that's also really special. Andrea,
Yeah.
that's also very special to sit on a table and have dinner with the family.
Right.
So I have a question for mom and dad. Oh no, let me ask mom the same thing. So now you found this activity that you can go outside with Peter and get exercise. What was that like finding this game that the two of you can enjoy?
It was it was a lot of fun, right? And it was something that he took to real quickly and got him out and just, in a natural environment next to the lake. The lake is always beautiful around here. So that was something. And then when he wanted to invite friends and share it with his friends and just seeing how they're just amazing together and they all loved it and everything. So, and here I was always the teacher trying to teach them, how to throw and whatever, but they are so much better than anything I could ever try and teach. So
They're good. They're all good. So the real quick short story was when you reached out to me, because you had followed the Blue Power stuff, and you said, hey, I heard you're going to be in New York, but you're a couple hours away. Too bad we missed you. I'm like, I could drive backwards for 2 hours. For us, that's every day, right? And we got to go spend time. So I thought I was going to teach a class for the Down syndrome disc buddies. That's what the club was called. I thought I was going to teach a class introducing disc golf. And then I show up and there's was it 4 or 5 the first day?
5 that day.
5 kids. They all got golf bags. They're all wearing disc golf shirts and the clothing, and they knew the rules and they were like, and I'm like, oh, and I said, is it okay if we don't teach a class and we just get to play for fun? I never get to do that. And we had such a great day.
We did. Yeah.
And then actually with Andrea, it was kind of the same thing, which was I wasn't really teaching anything. I mean, not really. It was really we just got to go out and get to know you guys and just got to play. So maybe it's a little ironic with both Peter and Andrea. It's probably the most just playing for fun I've gotten to do in the last 3 years.
Well, that's good. Need
So
fun
I have a
in your
question,
life.
Peter and Andrea. We just have another minute or two. I have a question. Do you guys understand that a lot of people that might be afraid to try new things watch you two play disc golf on the internet, and then because they watch you play, it makes them brave enough to play? Do you know that you're helping people?
Yeah.
You help people to try and play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you too, Andrea?
Uh-huh.
A lot of people really look up to you around the whole world, and they follow you and they say, well, if Andrea can disc golf, then I can disc golf too. And then a lot of people find a game that they love because of you guys. So I think that what you're doing is very special, and you're helping a lot of people, and it's a real honor to be your friends and to get to be to have you on the team.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hey, one last bet. Do you want to wish all of your fans a Merry Christmas?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year.
Happy
All right,
New
thank-
Year.
Yeah, and Happy New Year too. Hey, go ahead.
Say Say bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Scott. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Loved it. That was great. Hey, wait a second. Hey, what's up, Eagle?
Hey, Scott.
I'm looking at her to see if she's going to tell me who's on next, and then I look over.
It's
Merry
me.
Christmas. Hey,
Merry Christmas.
love the hat.
Yeah, shout out to the local club here. They gave it to me. And
Yeah, who would have
why-
ever thought that we'd be fashion icons, right?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Hey, so by the way, everybody, this is Eagle McMahon. I'll put you in the group of needs no introduction, if that's okay. You've been one of the biggest names in the sport for many years now. And you also set your alarm and woke up early because you're in Hawaii to be on the show.
No alarm. I wake up fairly early pretty much every day, but thanks for giving me the latest slot because you're Eastern time right now and I'm Hawaii time, which is 5 hours earlier. So I mean, it's not that early for me. It's 9:15, so very, very manageable. A nice
Gotcha.
Christmas morning, if you will.
Yes, no, that's true. That's true. But yeah, and we do have a couple. It wasn't the latest slot. A couple people already grabbed slots, but I got you in as late as I could. A couple people are coming next. So
Okay,
first
I'll be
off,
tuned in.
you're in Hawaii. Is it vacation? This isn't like your residence now, is it?
So I guess you could say vacation. I don't really like that word. The plan to come out here was to more or less do my off season.
Okay.
And quote unquote live out here for 2 months.
Okay.
So we got two Airbnbs out here for a month each, and we're just playing disc golf, training, eating good, and just enjoying the island. It's absolutely incredible over here, and honestly, I mean, maybe someday it would be my residence because I just love it so much.
Okay. Now I got a question. Because I was out there earlier this year and we got to see like the fourth highest eruption of Kilauea. It was like 1,000 feet. It was above the crater wall. But now we're on their we get the Kilauea alerts and they've had like 15 eruptions since. Have you got to go out there and actually watch some of these massive eruptions?
So one of the friends I've made on the island, he sent me an alert. Probably like it was around 10 or 11 p.m. 2 nights ago, and it was going off. But right now, it's suspected that it's on one of its cycles. So coming soon, I have the webcam pulled up. I'm always checking in to see when it's going live. And next time it does, then I'm driving up there. It's about a 45-minute drive, and I got to see it.
You have to. It's unbelievable. We actually went there and it was not erupting at all, that's the way it happens. So we were at the northern tip of the island at some macadamia nut farm, and then we heard the alert and we just drove straight through the night to get there, and it was still we only got it for a couple hours. I'm not complaining, but it was like unbelievable. So yeah, it's pretty.
I hear like you can feel the ground rumbling when you're there.
You can hear it.
So trippy.
Yes, and it goes. I mean, it's. Oh man, I don't. I feel like I'm spoiling the ending of a movie. Like, trust me, it's really good. So what are your plans for next year? I mean, are you back on full tour? Are you healthy?
I would say yes and yes. Next year, I'm doing. I would say mostly a full tour. My aiming point is for about 15 to 17 events. I've learned for myself that pushing past 20, at least for me, is just it's kind of the no-go zone. I get too burnt out, and I'm very fortunate to be able to only play 17 Pro Tour events. A lot of people out there need to grind them out, but for me, I like to have some semblance of a normal life back home, whether it's just sleeping in my own bed, doing the things I like, and just living a life outside of disc golf. It makes me like disc golf more. So when I'm just constantly disc golf, it can get me burnt out. So I learned that last year. So 15 to 17 events, and that allows me to play into the other part of the question, be healthy. I'd say, yeah, I'm very healthy right now. I'm the healthiest I've been. I had a surgery 2 years ago. I'm sure people are aware, and I would say I'm 99% recovered from it. We'll just say 100% recovered. So it's just more about keeping my energy levels high and just being in the best shape that I can to throw a disc and have that mix of strength and endurance it takes to compete out on the pro tour.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, everybody wants you to be healthy. I mean, it's the thing is people don't understand because they go, oh, you're throwing golf discs, and they're comparing us to compared to rugby. It's like, no, you are physically pushing your body to go to its extreme limits, like hundreds of times a day when you're training and dozens of times a day in competition. Like, you're pushing your body to its limit physically. It's going to cause problems. We're athletes, right?
Totally.
And so people don't get that is not, it's not weird when it happens. It's like, it would be weird if it didn't ever happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
So it's great that you're healthy. All right, now I got to talk to you about something maybe a little bit unrelated to touring, but I reached out to you a couple years ago because I've known you, passively for years. We were in Colorado. We competed against each other as a junior when you were a junior still, and you were like starting to become the Eagle McMahon we know today.
I think I first met you in 2010, a long time ago.
Yeah, it was no, a little bit later than that, but yeah, we played a tournament out at it doesn't matter. We played a
funny story. It was you had a hiatus away from disc golf for a while, and I remember it was one of your first tournaments back. I think it was 2014. It was the Longmont Lunacy.
Yes,
you came back and played that. I played, but you may have not remembered this, but I think you played like the 2010 Colorado State Championships.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay.
And me and my dad were going to get some food, and we ran into you, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, it's Scott Stokely!" And at the time, he had a Discraft X2 in his bag, and it was like one of his favorite discs. And he was like, but he didn't throw such a good shot with it during the tournament, so he was like cursing you out since the disc didn't perform correctly, and he thought it was hilarious. But yeah, that was back in 2010.
No, it was. I'd been away from the sport for like 9 years, and my best friend Randy Long messaged me and says, "Hey, I just entered you in the Colorado State Championships." I said, "I haven't thrown a golf disc in like 9 years," and he says, and I said, "I'm not playing. I don't play anymore." And he says, "Oh, you're definitely playing because we're going to dress up as Sean the Sheep."
I don't even know who Sean the Sheep is.
I think it's a British like claymation live. I don't know. Basically, he put a bunch of cotton balls so we looked like sheep or something. I don't know. It's Randy. But anyways, yeah, that was that. Then I came out and then I disappeared 3 more years. No, but again, but I've only know you'd be like a lot of people. You're a disc golf friend. I know you on the course, but I don't know you. And then I watched a documentary about you and your father.
Okay.
And
yeah.
That is when strange as it sounds, that's when I felt like I knew you. Like when I was like, oh, now I know Eagle. Now I understand. You want to share just we don't have much time, but you want to share about that?
Yeah. So the documentary that Scott's referring to, it's over on Jomez. It's called An Eagles Trail. And, Brian Geis, who was at the time somebody who was working for Jomez, he's local to the Colorado area. He's originally from Wyoming, but he reached out to me, and he saw my vlogs, and I was always kind of friends with him. But he's like, I have an idea. Jomez will fund it, and we want to make kind of a documentary about your upbringing with your relationship with your dad, disc golf, the passing of your mother. So it's kind of I'm not going to say a deep dive, but a pretty substantial window into my childhood and the foundation of my life at large in general. So it shows the relationship between me and disc golf, my dad and I, and really just how I got to where I am in disc golf, and the more human side, if you will. So it's kind of crazy to think that there's a documentary about my life out there, and I think over 200 people or 200,000 people have seen it. So that's absolutely wild. But the response has been incredible, and I've made a lot of great connections, and people have said that it's impacted them in a very meaningful way. So that makes me incredibly happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should be very proud of. You should be very proud of who you are and you and your dad and what you did. Like you made the world better, or the person who produced it with your, but the world's better because that thing exists in it than it would be without it. And it does mean a lot. It's very special. I mean, I would encourage anybody watching this. What's it called one more time, and where do they find it?
It's an Eagles Trail, and I think that's the name of it. Oh my! I'm really bad with names sometimes.
Okay.
But yeah, you can just search Eagle documentary on Joe Miss Pro, and I think it should pop up.
It is. It's definitely a worthy watch. It's even a good, especially I would even say it's a good Christmas watch.
All right, for sure.
So this next year, you got the plans. What are you looking forward to most? You got just a minute. Like, do you circle tournaments? Like, I need to win that damn world championships, or do you just go out every weekend and just I'm going to do my best and let the chips fall?
It's kind of different every year. I'd say this year coming up, I'm looking to just put in a good season. I want to be consistent. I want to be up near the top of the leaderboard and contending for some W's, and I want to feel great when doing it. I've kind of renewed my lease on disc golf, if you will. I like everybody. There's times where they say that we never want to play disc golf again, but we come to our senses real quick and we realize that we absolutely love disc golf. And that's kind of me right now. Just making sure that one, I'm having fun while doing it, but also simultaneously pushing myself as hard as I can and holding myself accountable and elevating myself to a high standard. So that's generally my overall outlook for next year, and I intend to have an incredible 2026.
Well, I'm one of your biggest fans. You got a lot of them. I'm one of them. I'll be rooting you on. I'm always happy when you succeed, and I'm glad you're healthy. And I think the sport is obviously way better when you are out there competing than it is when you're not, because you are one of the whatever that thing is that draws people. I hate the term it factor or whatever, but there are certain people. No, there are certain people that there's something about them that draws you to watch. You are one of those people, Eagle.
Thank you.
People do tune in to watch you, and I'm one of them. So I wish you the best for 2026. Best to the family and all the other people in your life who I know some of them. Please send them my best. And
of course,
thank you for not setting the alarm, but for making it early Christmas morning.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Good job. See you next year.
See ya.
Yeah, aloha.
Aloha.
All right, you guys, we have it's Jerry the King calling.
What's up, Scott? You hear me?
I went pro wrestling on you. What's up? Hey, by the way, Papa Germ. So this is obviously a big germ. Jeremy Colling. Apparently you have a new name, Papa Germ. Wherever does the name Papa Germ come from?
Papa Germ comes from the fact that my wife is 12 weeks pregnant. I typically in these group chat things or these video podcasts, you just type in a name and then like the only people that see it are the executive side or behind the screen.
Okay.
But I didn't know that this was going to be live for everyone to see. This is the pregnant woman right here. It's the reason why Papa Germ is written right there.
Yes. Hey, by the way, Jules, well, you're welcome to join. This is just
We got the headphones. So if
okay,
disconnect
gotcha.
the headphones, then we could all join. But I thought there might be some echoes in the kitchen. If
that's okay. Well, we'll just give Jules my love then and tell her I said hello. Hello.
I think she can hear you.
Good to see you. So Jeremy, let's talk about not disc golf at all.
Okay.
Let's talk about Papa Germ. That's like way bigger story.
Right,
is this you must be thrilled and excited and just cool.
All right, she's gonna
okay, now that is the sweetest thing I've ever seen. All right, hello, now you're both on. So what you guys are just gotta be just over the moon right now, excited, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. We are obviously going through all this for the first time together. Last year, I'm not sure if the word got out to everyone, but we had a bad news situation. We had a miscarriage last year on January 9th. We found out it was actually the day that we were supposed to fly to New Zealand, and it was really heartbreaking. It was our first sonogram, or it was our first ultrasound, and we met the baby with no heartbeat. So it was pretty tough. And yeah, this year we found out last week in October that she was pregnant, and have had 3 ultrasound appointments so far. We've gone to the doctor 3 times. We've been able to meet the baby and see the baby and hear the heartbeat and watch it move around in her belly, and actually like get to like see and get to know the baby a little bit. So she just took the test to find out the gender, and so we're just kind of sitting around waiting right now for that, but it's all very exciting.
That's amazing. And by the way, I think the microphone's in Jules' ear. So just if you no, but that's fine. So if she
like
moves
this.
a little bit forward, I think then you'll be talking into the microphone.
Why don't you turn it off?
All right.
I think it'll be fine.
All right, I'm just going to turn the headphones off, and if it's echoey, then so be it.
We'll deal with it. Let's see. We'll give it a try. This is so informal. This is just friends talking about friend stuff. So, oh no, can't hear a word.
Okay, all right. Now we're good. Okay.
Now we're good. Okay. So that's amazing. Now you guys, you're in Charlotte,
Roughly.
Charlotte-ish.
Yeah. we're just
Charlotte
outside
adjacent.
Mhm.
And is that your plan to be in Charlotte?
Yeah, for the time being, we moved into Jules's childhood home a couple of years ago. Her mom and her husband moved to New York, and they were going to sell the house, and we were living in a little tiny box that you came and visited and stayed out one night. And we had outgrown the home, and we were looking for a bigger home. We were potentially going to renovate that home and try to make it bigger. And it was a huge plan. It would have taken a huge undertaking, and it was just maybe a little bit too much for us. So this was an immediate option for us that became the right way to go. So we moved a little bit outside the city, and we're in a much more comfortable home, and I think a home that Jules probably never expected to move back into.
I didn't think I would buy my childhood house ever.
That's wild.
But here we are.
But yeah,
It's really cool.
But yeah, so for the time being, I think it is a good place to raise a child. There's playgrounds in the neighborhood. There's access to parks nearby. We're really close to the highway, but we're also like away from the hustle and bustle of the city. So it's like kind of like, how it goes. As you get older, you move a little bit further away from the city. It seems kind of like the trend that people have in life. I don't know if this is our forever home, but we definitely love what it provides for us now. And, there's, who knows? Life is full of surprises.
So how does this affect, your career and a lot of this is wrapped into you being a traveling person.
Yeah.
How is that going to work? Or is this a later conversation? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
No, you're not putting us on the spot. That'd be hilarious if these are the first time these questions are being, oh my God, we got to think about the baby. No, right now the preliminary plan is for me to ditch the RV for the upcoming season. An RV that we purchased in for the 2022 season. So we had that for 22, 23, 24, and all 2025. And the initial idea was that Jules and our dogs would go with us. We'd all be together as a family on the road. And,
We've done that for the last 4 years.
We've done it.
This year's just a little different.
So yeah, we were already kind of like planning on mixing it up a little bit. I was going to be doing more events and working on, we got a dog outside scratching at the door. We were going to actually just go with me in the RV this year, but then realizing that Jules was pregnant, then it was going to require more visits back home. And so the RV provides logistical issues with travel. You can't just leave an RV anywhere. And so, and it's a heck of an undertaking to move an RV across the country on a snap of a finger. So it just made more sense to leave it behind. And so for the time being, the plan is to just kind of do the traditional, take my truck, pack in, pack out, Airbnbs, hotels and whatnot, people's homes, if that ever presents itself. And then for the 2027 season, probably trade the truck in, get a bigger truck, trade the RV in, get a bigger RV, and provide a home that we can actually raise a 1-year-old in. And they won't even be one, or they'll be one.
Well, they'll be like 8 months when tours.
Yeah, they'll almost be a year old. Yeah, they won't even quite be a full year old yet. But we've seen other couples raise their babies in the RV on the road, and there's obviously some challenges that come with that. But I don't really foresee my travel schedule slowing down in the foreseeable future. I mean, it's my means of income. It's my way of life. It's everything that I've really built my life around, is being on the road and being a personality in the sport, and that requires me to actually travel quite a bit.
I think the only thing that'll also change next year is he won't do the European swing, because that's when I'll be due. So
sure,
he'll be home.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's always been like, going to Europe has always been like the reward for like getting through a year. It's always just like, it's such a nice thing to do, to just go to Europe for 3 weeks to 4 weeks and then just come back home and just appreciate what you have and the things that you had in Europe and so on and so forth.
Gotcha. No, I think it sounds like you got a plan. I was going to tell you, and just, I'm at that age where I give unsolicited advice. But if you have a 1-year-old and you want to like go out like to a tournament, don't just leave him home alone with a bag of food. You definitely want to bring him with you.
That's good. That's a good suggestion. I really like that.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I really like that.
I think it's good.
That's what we do with our dog. We just are like, here's some food. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
I think it's good advice, but I was raised with that method.
Oh God.
And like, well, for me, it wasn't leave the kid at home with a bag of food. It was leave him in a parking lot at a Grateful Dead show, and this person that I just met that I really trust is surely going to look after them. And I turned out okay. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I turned out okay. So I think there's a little bit of that and a little bit of your method too. There's somewhere in between is maybe where we'll end up going.
Well, one thing I've learned is that like you always learn great lessons from your parents. You learn the things you're supposed to do, but then you should also learn the things not to do. And if you can differentiate between the two, then there's a life lesson in there somewhere.
Right.
By the way, I love the hat.
Oh, this thing?
I saw the previous hat that went on. That's actually, how do you get the shark through your head?
Very carefully.
I hadn't even thought about that, Scott.
Well, no, turn sideways. This is the
Oh
old.
my gosh, there actually is a shark going all the way through my head.
Yes, exactly.
I
This
had
is
never
the old
noticed
Steve
that.
Martin routine with the arrow on going in one side and out the other.
Is that given credit to Steve Martin?
It probably was a
gotta be like a
vaudeville thing
Jerry
with the
Lewis.
flower that squirts water.
I just feel like something kitschy like that has got to be like a Jerry Lewis routine. I mean, it's just classic, old school. Maybe even like a who was the original like silent films comic?
Oh,
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah. It could have been. I don't know. Charlie was maybe a little more sophisticated than that, but you could also be right. And I think Steve Martin was actually making fun of that type of humor as much as anything. But I can't speak for Mr. Martin. Oh, you guys! Oh my God, you guys! Hey, by the way, you know who I think it was? I believe, I could be wrong on this. It was oh God, the top.
It's on backwards.
That's you, Jeremy. Please, that is your hat. It was the player from I can't remember his name. There was a player from Georgia who went to a tournament. He wore 9 shirts for the final line, and every hole he took off his shirt just to confuse the commentators because they kept messing up his name.
He started with 9 shirts on.
I think it was. It was a player from. I think. Hey, don't quote me. I thought it was Matt Dollar, maybe something like that. He like changed his shirt every hole in the final line in order to like confuse the commentators.
Oh, I thought you were saying someone in the PGA Tour. I was like, there's actually humor on the PGA Tour. That's incredible.
No, we saved that for our sport.
Yeah, that is very true. Disc golf is the humorous version of golf.
Okay, now I got a question for Jules.
Okay,
so when you met this guy, like I've known Jeremy. Jeremy's of all the players on tour, Jeremy's one of my several closest people out there. It's been a pleasure to become your friend, Jeremy, over the years.
Likewise.
But
sir.
when you met Jeremy and you found out this is what he does. Did you actually also think of it as I'm going to travel the world and go to Europe and like?
First off, I didn't believe he was a disc golfer. Was like, so what do you really do?
That's a front. That's got to be a front.
I did not know that you could do disc golf professionally and that you could have a career out of it. I just thought it was something you did as a casual sport. So I was like, okay, so you're like a bum. You just like hang out in the woods like during the day. Like, what do you actually do? But then I went to the first tour event in Vegas and saw all the professionals throw a disc. And I was like, okay, whoa, this is way different than like the friends I've seen throw discs into the woods. Like, this is actually like pretty.
She also probably saw me sign like 100 autographs. And she was like, okay, what is this dude's self-importance about? Why are all these people getting his autograph?
I will say that when we were dating, we went to a basketball game and a little kid was like, "Big Germ," and like got his autograph, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then as you know, we went on more tour stops, I saw him have more autographs and more like, you know, just interactions with people, and I was like, okay, so this is a real thing.
She liked me before then, but I think the first time she saw an autograph is when she knew that she had found the right man. I think that was when she recognized that she had found a super stud.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you got the autograph. Yeah, no, that is, hey, that is, there's actually, if we had an hour-long conversation off the air, there's biology behind that response that it's actually not even like make-believe.
Yeah, totally.
No, it absolutely is. No, that's great. I've loved, hey, Jules, I think it's been great getting to know you. You are going to make a fantastic mom. I think Jeremy knows that. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that that's one of the reasons why Jeremy is with you, because I'm sure he saw that in you from day one. I mean, just the type of person you are. And if I can attempt to actually be serious for half a second, Jerm, that I know, we're not going to go into details, but I know a little bit about your life, and I know a little bit about the jokes you were making earlier. And I can tell you that you are an individual man who has developed your own personality and identity and integrity and character. And so when you're looking at becoming a father and how scary that is, nothing that has ever happened before you has any impact on the man and the father you're going to be. You get to make all of your own, you get to make your own unique path that is your own, and no one has any impact over that other than you. You're going to be the best.
Word for word. Thank you for reciting what I texted you earlier. I really appreciate that. You did a great job. It looks like you memorized it. It didn't even look like you were reading that. That's incredible.
That's
no, that means a lot, Scott. I think the you know, growing up, you have friends at different ages. You know, once you get out of college, or you know, you turn 20, your friends start having kids, and it happens from 20 all the way up to, you know, we're 40. So it happens at different intervals, and you always hear from people, even when you're younger. You know, you've got your parents' friends, they have kids, and you just hear everyone talking about what it's like about to become a father, and the uncertainty that comes from that, and just being like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a little person that I'm gonna have to look after every single bit. And it's such an interesting thing hearing all those things your whole life, and knowing that you can never fully process them. You can't live vicariously through them. You can't learn from their experiences in the way that you can learn from other people and their experiences and other things in life. The only real way I think that you can learn how to become a parent is just to become one, and to really like go through those experiences and see the baby through the ultrasound, and see the child move and hear its heartbeat for the first time. Like, that's not an experience that anyone else's experiences, them telling you about it, could ever like prepare you for that moment. You know, we went into that first appointment, and you know, the last time we'd been in that room, it was devastating news. And so you're kind of going in there jaded, and you're just sitting there hoping for the best, but you don't want to have expectations. And then that moment comes, and you hear the heartbeat, and it's just like, you just get the emotion that comes from that is just something that you can't really describe. I mean, it really is magic. It's unbelievable.
It is. It is. And I'll leave you with one parting piece of unsolicited advice. One more piece is that the core to everything in your child's life is you and Jules and you two. Like that is the foundation of the family that you're bringing the child into. So never lose sight of that. Like, everyone loves their child and want to put the child in front of everything else, but it starts with you guys being good. And I've seen you guys together long enough to know that you are. But just don't ever forget that you guys have to work first for this whole family to build around it. All right, man.
Fist bump that, bub.
Yep. Hey, I love you guys. Congratulations.
Love you
I will see
too.
you out there next year. I'll be out there following around my next guest. I don't know who it is, but I'm probably going to follow my
I'll have
next
a
guest
baby
around
stroller
and document
instead of a
his
disc
journey.
golf cart. I'll have a
What?
baby stroller instead of a disc
She's
golf
been
cart.
practicing for years.
I'm
Right?
gonna be
Yeah, that's a
pro.
good
I'm
point,
telling you,
right?
climbing hills, all kinds of.
Anyone who's ever seen me push my disc golf cart down those big hills in
Our
Portland,
kid doesn't stand a chance.
we're gonna put it to the test when we get back to Portland at Glendoveer Park. They get huge hills.
You've been training your whole life to
We're gonna
put
put,
your
we're not
kid on a
crazy. We're gonna
rocket
put
sled.
styrofoam pads on the side of it. I mean, it won't hurt that much, but
We'll get a helmet.
I think it's fine.
Helmet. Oh my God. Okay, that's another conversation. We're gonna talk. We'll discuss that one later. Hey, Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Thank you for joining.
See ya.
You have a message for everybody before you go.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for the support that you guys gave Jules and I and our family through all the tough times that we've had over the last 4 years. They've been documented if you follow us. Like, we've just run into one thing after the next, and through it all, I think the silver lining that we always get to see has kept us just keeping the course, holding the line, continuing to be true to ourselves, and just see the light in life. And you guys really help. You know,
Community is everything. It's really is
when
something special.
when it doesn't seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, oftentimes I'm reminded by everyone in this life that I've chosen for us, and I've chosen for us to go through, that the togetherness and the support and love that we receive from the community is something that we can't repay enough.
You give me hope in humanity for sure.
Yeah, and sometimes that gets lost in this world. This is this crazy world we live in. But I love this place. I love this community. I love disc golf. I love everything about what we receive from it, and we try our best to give that back out. And so anytime Scott Stokely asks me to be a part of a Christmas celebration for those who might not have a strong community in the same way that we are blessed with, we are going to say yes every single time. And hopefully this is providing something for someone out there to have a better, less lonely Christmas. And, just
Hopefully
love.
you feel our love.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, you guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
See ya.
And we only have one more guest. I know him. What's up, Dallas?
Hello, Scott.
Hello. Hey, before we chat with you, I want to give two quick shout outs real quick. Number one, at the end of the show, I'm going to be playing a little 8-minute piece on the history of disc golf. I was lucky to speak about, but I think it's great information about the early days of the sport. And one reminder, if any of you out there want to not get drunk or messed up on New Year's Eve, come to my Discord service. The only thing I'm advertising this show, because I'm not selling it, doesn't cost nothing, scottstokely.net/Discord. And I do a sober New Year's Eve every year. We get on for 3, 4, 5 hours, as long as we need to give people that don't want to be out drinking a place to not drink. You don't have to be in recovery or anything like that. You can just be someone who doesn't want to have people scream in their faces like at a bar. You can join us New Year's Eve on my Discord server, and I'll be advertising for the next month. Enough about that. Dallas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So I wanted to start off by joking, saying, did you get any presents? But I can't, because you're a grown-up now. You're about to be on the pro tour, so that joke's going to get old pretty quick. So what are you doing today? Just family day, or what? What is your guys' Christmas like?
Yeah, pretty much family day. We haven't done the whole gift exchange thing yet. We're gonna do that after this. Usually call my grandma, who I know is watching this right now. Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Donna.
So we usually call her. I think my grandpa's coming over. We're just gonna kind of hang out as a family. Might watch a movie later, but we kind of just, I don't know, do it as it happens. We don't really have a schedule.
Now we have schedule. So I got to ask you, you got your tour card for next year.
Yes.
So you are
Yes, I did.
officially like not just going to be out at the event. You're officially going to be on the Disc Golf Pro Tour next year.
Yes.
Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you anxious? Are you where's your mind at right now when you think about it?
I mean, I would say all of those at the same time. I mean, it's a very exciting moment. I mean, this is kind of like what I'm wanting to do for my career, my life. So it's exciting kind of to get that first step into it. But it's a completely different lifestyle. I've never done something like this before. Just kind of living out of a RV or van with my dad for like 160 days or something. It's just completely different. Uh, so I'm very excited to play events and see new people, new places. I think we're going to 43 states next year. And yeah, I think it'll be very fun, but there's definitely gonna be some hard times. It's gonna be very nerve-wracking, being on those first tees, and I don't know. I think it'll be fun to see what happens next year.
Yeah, I mean, and I know you know this, but when it's the beginning, it's all just about enjoying the experience. Like obviously, it's about succeeding and eventually winning, and all those things matter too. Like it's not to dismiss how important those things are, right? I mean, that's your career is built into this game, but you also can just enjoy the experience, especially when you're brand new. Like there's no pressure on you. You don't have to perform well your first week, your first month, your first year. Like you really can just go out and just be out there. And then, like it's going to be wild. I mean, the level of play. Well, you've competed against these guys. You cashed at a couple DGPT events, right?
Yeah, I cashed at the Portland Open. That's the only one I've cashed at so far.
Yeah, and you shot like 10-30 for the tournament or something. And then
I wish it was more like 10-20. I kind of
10-20, but that was good enough to cash.
Yeah.
Okay, it won't be next year. Okay, it's getting better, but I mean, I think 10-25 is still cashing, so it's still not like you don't need to shoot 10-40, but it's still good. Are there any players you're in particular looking forward to getting to play with?
I mean, pretty much any of the top guys. The biggest name I've played with is Simon Zott and then Aaron Gossage. Other than those two, I really haven't played with any big names. I mean, I played with Jeremy Colling, but that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Super, super cool guy. He was just on. He's awesome. But I think playing with like Paul Macbeth, Ricky Wysocki, Ganon Buhr, Eagle McMahon, people like that. Not only for me, but like having my dad like caddy for me while Paul Macbeth's on the card, he might flip out. Actually, he might not be allowed to caddy if Paul's on my card. He might be a little bit too distracted.
No, that's fun though. And the thing is, everybody's so nice, and everybody's so like no one's going to be a jerk. No one's going to be playing head games. No one's going to be like if you play well, they're going to be genuinely like, wow, man, you're really good. Wow, they're going to be. It's very bizarre, like how like supportive and positive your competition are, because they're like you're literally trying to take food off their plate, and they're trying to take food off your plate, and yet they're going to be happy for you when you do well. It's really cool, but you'll get to see it for yourself. It's wild. So what parts of your game right now need the most work?
Through the last like month or two, my putting has been actually pretty rough. I feel like I haven't been able to figure out a form and a grip that I've wanted. It could also have to do with like the cold, but specifically circle one putting, like that 30 to 25 foot distance. I'm just kind of missing left every single time I touch the disc. As soon as I get outside circle, I feel like I'm making it almost every single time. I feel perfectly fine from like 45 to 50 feet with like a step putt. But I don't know. They're like 30 footers. I've changed my grip a little bit, which feels great when it actually goes in. It's like center pole and perfect spin and everything. I'm like, sweet, I figured it out. But then when I'm missing, it's horrible. I'm like airballing left. I think the most frustrating part is that it's the same miss every time. There's no difference when I miss. It's like the same chain link, it feels like. Other than putting, though, I actually feel pretty good about my game. I think my forehand has come along really well. I feel like I have like an actual pro level forehand, not like a touring pro level forehand. I can only get it like 380-ish, but feels accurate, consistent. I feel like I have good angle control with it. My distance on the backhand, I feel like is good enough now for tour level. And I've been working a lot on like backhand approaches as well. So everything feels very good except for the like 30 footers.
Okay. Yeah, and we don't need to talk about that now, but I mean, if it's missing the same miss every time, then it's mechanical. Like that's it. There's a mechanical reason for it we can take a look at, but that's not for this show. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it goes. I mean, yeah, you said, I mean, everything is like where it should be, like power wise, but of course it's going to get better over the next 5 years as well. Like it's still going to improve. I mean, nowadays everybody throws so far, but God, most of the time you just don't need that distance. That's the wild thing. You know, 450, but in 450 inbound seems to be like the golden zone, and then anything above that 5. I mean, it helps to have more power, but if you can put it inbounds at 450, 470, like that actually is most of the game, right? Well, I'm asking you, you'll see. So what about the traveling? Like, is there anything about traveling that you're not looking forward to, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely very used to having like my own personal space and like, you know, shower and home cooked food and like, cause just kind of all these like luxuries that I won't have on the road that nobody's really able to have on the road. I think that is the thing that I'm most like anxious about, I guess. Just being in this confined space with my dad for so long without all the amenities that we usually have. But also like, you know, just driving so much, if something happens to the vehicle, having to fix that. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of tiny things that I don't really know about yet.
No, for sure. I mean, the unknown is like the biggest thing, but it's like the thing I can tell you after like this is all I've done for my whole life or most of my life is that everything that comes up, you solve. Well, what if this happens? You fix it. What if I lose that? You buy a new one. What if I can't find this? Google it. Like all the kind of like what ifs, every one of them in hindsight, like every single one of them was like, oh, that was a real easy solution. I just had to like, you know, call somebody, right? So like I would say, try to put those out of your head because like there's not like you just cross the bridge when you get there. Now, one of the things that I'm going to be doing, which is going to be really fun, is I'm going to come out. I'm going to be joining you for at least the beginning of the tour. I'm not going to be traveling with you because I don't want to get in the way of your experience. Like I want you to have your experience. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to try to document what it's like to be a brand new touring pro first year on the tour. I think that's going to be a really fun story because it starts with like, can I cash at a tournament, right? And then when you cash at a tournament, it's like, oh, can I cash back to back? And if you cash back to back, oh my God, can I get a top 25? And then eventually you get those. And like, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole bunch of like milestones and stories. Like, you know, like if you win your first tournament, you've taken away every single story.
Yeah,
right?
you've told me a couple of times that you want me to fail the first like 3 events.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Okay. Before I get hate mail from all the Dallas Garber fans, yes, I don't want you to do well right out of the gate because if you come out with a top 10 finish your first weekend, I think you will put so much pressure on yourself that I think it would be like very, very frustrating. Like I want you to come out and be humbled and see how good these players are. And then when you have breakthrough tournaments, you have the moments where you're like, oh, I just shot a 1070 round. Okay, I can compete with them. But then, then you drop a 1010 the next round. You're like, okay, I still got to work on consistency. But I think that is the most like healthy development for you. But here's the ironic part. I'm also rooting for you to win every single time you play, right? So I'm like, it's not like I'm rooting against you. I just, it's both, right? So I don't know, Dallas. I'm your biggest fan, but I'll be out there just rooting on. Well, I said I'm not your biggest fan. I think your mom's your biggest fan, and your dad's a close second. And no. Sorry, your mom's your biggest fan. Your grandma's your second biggest fan. No, grandma might be your biggest fan.
I think
Well, either
grandma's
way,
favorite. Best
those
fan, yeah.
two. And then your dad's probably number 3, but and no, Chelsea. I'm in the top 5. So
Maybe you're up there.
But you got a lot of people rooting for you. Nobody, if you play bad, nobody likes you any less. All right, so I just have fun, man. Just have a good time out there, and we'll tell the story of what it's like, and everybody can enjoy your journey, because everyone, a lot of people would trade places with you. So awesome. Hey, you guys have a great Christmas. Please give your mom a hug for me, and shake your dad's hand from me. I'm just kidding. No, tell your dad and your mom love both of them, and we'll just keep chatting, and then we'll see you in Florida in a couple months.
Yeah, we will see you in Florida. Super excited.
Awesome, man. Good. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming on, Dallas. Can't wait.
Yeah, of course. Merry Christmas,
All right.
everybody. Merry Christmas, Grandma. I'll call you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
All right, you guys. All right, so, oh my gosh, we made it to the Christmas show without anything going wrong, but it's not over yet, okay? Because I want to share something with you guys if you're interested. I started to tell the story earlier. Do you have it queued up, the thing? You want to jump in real quick? Okay, yeah, hold on. There's someone behind the scenes I want to let, just real quick before I tell you the story. Someone was behind the scenes making the machine work. Go ahead and jump on.
That sounds like way more important than I really am.
Yeah, this is my personal assistant. She's been my personal assistant for almost 6 years, and she makes everything run behind the scenes for me. So, what would you say?
I just knock the big obstacles out of the way. That's all.
Because this is like, I'm only nervous once a year, and that's doing the show. But because I know things are happening behind the scenes, the logistics, like I can just talk to my friends on live stream. It's really fun. Thank you so much.
It's good.
You did really good. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah. And she doesn't like to be on camera, so.
Right. So Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And
I've gotten tired.
Yeah. I'm not the one kicking her off. She doesn't want to be on camera. She likes to be behind the camera. Okay, guys. So I told you I was going to show you a video of a little piece I did on the 50th anniversary of disc golf, but I want to give you a little bit of history of disc golf leading up to this piece, so you have some background. But this is just if you're into disc golf, you'll probably find this fun. And I might get some of the dates a little bit wrong, but this is the general gist of it. So I said, it turns out people have been playing Frisbee golf all over the place. I made a video where I said that George Sappenfield in Thousand Oaks, California, ran the first Frisbee golf tournament in Thousand Oaks. But then somebody sent me an article from a newspaper from a couple of years before about a Frisbee golf thing somewhere else. So our history is a bit lost to antiquity. But I can tell you around the early 70s where this kind of became a thing. So at Ed Hendrick was at Whammo. Dan Roddick was the number 2 guy at Whammo. Ed brought him in, and they were running something called the All-Comers Meet. And basically, when Whammo said, oh my God, there's people all over the world playing Frisbee, but there's no internet, we have no way of knowing, are they forming clubs? Are they playing sports? So they kind of did this thing where they invited people from all over to come to Pasadena, and they were going to run this Frisbee event. And it was going to be a distance competition and an accuracy competition, and a trick throwing competition, but different Frisbee games that were kind of starting to catch on. Frisbee golf was not one of those games. And George Sappenfield, who had just run a Frisbee event at Whammo. Now, he ran the event. He went to Whammo and said, I'm running a Frisbee golf tournament. I need targets. But I don't want people to land their Frisbee on the ground. That's not what Frisbee is. You guys have any extra hula hoops? So they gave him a bunch of hula hoops. He hung the hula hoops up, and they played a 9-hole Frisbee golf course. Families played. There was an article in the paper about it. So George Sappenfield said, hey, there's something to this Frisbee game. So then George Sappenfield, I'm forgetting the other person's name. I don't want to leave anybody out. I'll remember it. But anyways, George Sappenfield talked to the people at Whammo and basically said you should have Frisbee golf at this tournament. Okay, so then at Oak Grove Park, they set up this little temporary Frisbee golf course. And there was a newspaper article, there were poles set up, and everybody had a great time. It was just one of the Frisbee games. No way of knowing if this game's going to be popular or if it's going to be the trick catching that's going to be the most popular, but people seem to enjoy this Frisbee golf game. Well, after the tournament, Dan Roddick and everybody said, well, let's leave the course up. Why not? Let's just leave the course up because we'll come back next weekend and play it. And there had been an article in the paper, right? So the next weekend they come out there and there's people on the course. People had read about it in the paper, grabbed some Frisbees, went to Oak Grove Park and played. Okay, at the time, everybody in Frisbee knew everybody else in Frisbee. It was a very tight group. They knew who everybody was. And then all of a sudden, there's people from the outside coming into this game. And Dan Roddick and Ed Hedrick were like, oh my God, I think we're on to something. And then that's when they designed the basket and came up with the basket, and they put the basket at Oak Grove Park. That was 75-76. So Oak Grove just celebrated a couple weeks ago its 50th anniversary. And at the 50th anniversary of disc golf at Oak Grove Park, they asked a few people to be speakers about Oak Grove Park in the 50th anniversary. And I was honored to be asked to be one of the speakers. And I told my story of Oak Grove Park. It's just an 8-minute talk. It is my highlight of the entire year. It's something I'm very proud of, but I think anyways, I'll just play it for you guys. I don't want to just, you guys decide for yourself if you like it, but this is my 8-minute, what I consider, they gave me 8 minutes to talk about the 50-year history of disc golf at Oak Grove Park. And let's go ahead and put that on.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott Stokely. I played my first round of Frisbee golf on the world's first permanent Frisbee golf course, Oak Grove Park, when it was the only Frisbee golf course in the entire world. And tonight, I am not going to tell my story. Because there is a whole bunch of Oak Grove Gophers, the movers and shakers, the promoters, the innovators of this sport, that have brought the sport and to the levels that we never could have dreamed of back in those days. And I'm not going to tell their story either. Their story is being told tonight, just not by me. Because there is another group of Oak Grove Gophers whose story is rarely told, but should be, because their story is as important to the history, not just of Oak Grove, but of disc golf, as all the speakers and all the promoters here tonight. That's the story I'm going to try to give a voice to tonight. By the way, I cry a lot when I talk publicly, so forgive me. Okay, is that better? I'm not starting over. So this actual story begins with a geography lesson, because Oak Grove Park sits across the street from Locking Out of Flint Ridge. And because of that, the police of Locking Out of Flint Ridge did not come to Oak Grove Park. Woo! This is relevant to the story. Because Oak Grove Park was in Pasadena, but the entrance to Oak Grove Park was on the opposite side of the Arroyo Seco from the rest of Pasadena, which meant the Pasadena police rarely came to Oak Grove Park. Relevant to the story. I think in the 1970s and the 1980s, Oak Grove Park was probably the least patrolled park in all of Los Angeles. Now, I mentioned I'm going to call them the white-collar community of promoters and innovators in the Oak Grove Gophers. They worked at Oak Grove every day because they were building careers, raising families, taking care of responsibilities. But in northern Los Angeles, there was a large group of men, which I'm going to call the blue-collar community. They were the construction workers, trade workers, day laborers, bunch of hippies back then. But these were men who worked hard all day and at the end of the day needed a place to get away from it all, unsupervised, and take the edge off. And because of Oak Grove Park's geography, this became a place where these men could come together and do that. Now, as is the case in most blue-collar worlds, these men were often, let's say, between jobs for extended periods of time. And Oak Grove Park is the place where they came to take a break from just how difficult life was and forget about their problems. Now, in 1975-76, the first Frisbee golf course was put into the ground, and these men had the same experience that everyone in this room had, which is we tried Frisbee golf and went, oh my God, this is kind of like the funnest thing we've ever done. And because of the love of Frisbee, these men created a community around this game that we all love. Now, this is where my story intersects briefly. I was a latchkey kid in Rocky Mountain, Flintridge, who would come to Oak Grove to play Frisbee every single day. And the Oak Grove Gophers brought me in, adopted me. They made me part of their tribe. Now, as men have always done throughout history, the men looked out for the weakest of their tribe, and I was the weakest of their tribe. Quick story. I played Frisbee golf until dark every single day, and every single day, without exception, the men of Oak Grove, at least one of the Oak Grove Gophers, would drive me home to my house in La Quinta to make sure I get home safely. Now, that might seem like that's not a big deal, except these men were driving broken down, worn out vehicles and locking on Flint Ridge, begging to be pulled over, often with suspended licenses or traffic warrants. Gotcha, man. Getting me home safely was more important to them. They looked after the weakest of their tribe. But they didn't just look after me, they looked after each other as well. Here's one story. Anyone in the old days will be familiar with this. The police rarely came to Oak Grove Park. But if they did come, the first Oak Grove Gopher to spot a police officer would shout, "Gar!" And throughout the park, you all remember this, throughout the park you would hear echoing of cop, 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 cop. And then the Gophers would set down their patent ribbon. There was no microbrews back then, not no program. They would set down their PBRs, they would walk 6 feet away, and they would putt until they were free to enjoy their slightly warmer beer. This community formed around Frisbee golf. But it was more than just that. They formed a family because they didn't just look out so they could drink beer in the park. They also loaned each other money, they bought each other meals, gave each other couches to sleep on, found jobs for each other. They provided the emotional support that blue-collar men provide in our own unique ways for each other. They formed a family. Now, why is this important to the history of disc golf? Well, the reason it's important is not long after a course popped up in La Mirada, and the exact same thing happened there. Then it happened again in Silmar, in Huntington Beach, Morley Field. It happened at the Northeast Lions in Tulsa. It happened at Brom Springs in Huntsville. Honey Bear in Peru, Indiana. This crazy experiment where a bunch of blue-collar, mostly hippies back then, came together and found this love of throwing plastic things into metal things and then forming a bond and a family out of it. This experiment got replicated not just at these courses, but then in cities, and then eventually Canada, Sweden, Japan, all over the world. With all due respect to the PDGA, with all due respect to the Disc Golf Pro Tour, that is not what I believe in my heart is the greatest thing about our sport. The best thing about our sport is the family that is formed around it. You know that all of us here can relate because we know that that's what this is. This is a family reunion. So the Oak Grove Gophers weren't the only family. They weren't the only Frisbee family out there. They were the first. They were the origin of the disc golf Frisbee family. And as communities have sprung up, we're more than 10 million members of our tribe globally. Every one of those new communities has a piece of the Oak Grove Gophers in it, because it all began here. And tonight, the Oak Grove Gophers, the forgotten Oak Grove Gophers, is who I want to remember. Thank you.
All right, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed that, because that is the, I didn't write that with this in mind, but it is about family, and this is the Frisbee family Christmas, and this is about the family that is formed around our sport and the bonds that we create. I think Doug Bierke said it perfectly. He says when you play a round of disc golf, you play for, you're throwing for 5 minutes, or 5% of the time is what he said. 95% of the time when you're playing the sport, it's about the people and the connections. And well, not, you can play by yourself, I suppose. You have your own reasons for playing. Maybe it's your connection to nature or your connection to just your own thoughts. You don't have to play with other people, but whatever it is, the throwing part is just a part of our game, and there's more to it than that. And that's what this Christmas show is about. So one last reminder, I'll say it one more time. We're going to be getting together on my Discord server on New Year's Eve for Sober New Year's. If you're in recovery, you're welcome to join us. If you're not in recovery, you just feel like not getting drunk on New Year's Eve and prefer to just not deal with all the people out there, you can join scottstokely.net/Discord. I'll be posting about it for the next week. But we just get together and we just kill time. And for those of us who are struggling to get through New Year's without drinking, we're going to be there for you guys. We're going to do it together as a family, and we're going to make it through what is often a difficult night for those of you trying to stay sober. So other than that, look, I love my whole Frisbee family. I'm not just saying those words because you're supposed to. I mean it. You guys mean everything to me, and I hope you all have a great Christmas and just enjoy your loved ones. And if you're alone today, well, you weren't alone. You had your Frisbee family with you, and you'll get to see your loved ones soon. Thank you, everybody. Hats off to all the single parents. Hats off to all the people serving overseas, and hats off to all the people that just joined us because they love our sport. And that's it. Thanks, you guys.